Black Series Edition LLC, and I am having allergy issues. So, give me a minute to get myself together. I do apologize if you're eating and you hear this in the background, but there's nothing I can do about it because I get these every so once in a while. I get these really bad allergy attacks that hit me. They don't last long at all, period, but I do have them. Anyway, um, did the PC. As you can see, nice ice job on it. Looks actually beautiful right there. That is a first coat application. Actually did the since I'm going to be picking up my new video card and all that stuff. I thought I'd decorate this one up too also. But anyway, painted the motherboard a little bit, give it some of that icy blue look to it. And right now I'm in here applying my I think it's cotton blue paint to the caulking to give it a more icy effect. Now, next stage after that, we do I can see some areas I definitely got to paint that I didn't see. I'm looking at right now, areas that I missed. Definitely going to paint that out because I can see it right there. I'm definitely going to have to do, there's two stages, actually three stages for doing an ice display on a PC. Now, my first ones were just basically like silicone. It was done that way. This one I'm doing a little different. This one I'm doing with a ice powdered blue first on some white caulking, and then after that I'm putting on a glow in the dark solution over top of that, and then I'm going to hit that with the clear caulking, so you can look at the clear caulking and see the blue ice in the middle of it, or actually inside of it, which I think is really pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to start using this. This is what I'm using today for my PC. Blue Bonnet. Yeah, it's Blue Bonnet. I thought it was Blue Cloud. Blue Bonnet. And this right here is the hard drive. This is the hard drive fan that I'm putting back from my hard drive. Actually, that medium-sized box for United States Postal Service fits perfectly for that. And then I just realized something today too. I have to go in and the colorful fans, the ones I have for the for Retro Boy. Oh, is there going to be another Retro Boy too? Yeah, I'm actually going to build another Retro Boy. More of a compact, small PC. I'm building for Retro Boy. So I'm definitely going to build another one, but a smaller one, much smaller case. I want to be portable, definitely portable. So I'm definitely going to build a portable Retro Boy. I think what I wanted to do was, it's a portable PC. I do want to build the one with the yellow casing, the one I'm going to carry around. I think I'm going to make that / Retro Boy. I'm bringing Retro Boy. That's why I got other fans in here. I need to do something with them. So I'm going to take that portable unit and turn it into a retro / like update, but also retro PC at the same time. And make that thing completely portable. That's what I'm going to actually have a screen that we can play on the side of the case with the portable projector. So we're still building that. We need that for the summertime for display. But I'm definitely building that. Probably going to order my case ahead of time. So, console crash. Man, I just got this information on somebody's YouTube channel. And again, it's not my information at all whatsoever. I take no claim for it at all. But man, Xbox, what the freak? Really? So, Xbox has a handheld coming out. I'm probably late to that party. I don't follow console money on PC. But I do basically dab back and forth to see what's going on. So Xbox Systems has a handheld coming out. But the Xbox is doing something like the Sega's doing. When Sega basically decided they weren't making another console anymore, they started basically leasing their games to everybody. And that's pretty much not a good way to go. It's kind of like I watch game systems repeat stuff that older games did, which that's why a lot of the older games aren't around, because again, they weren't really good decisions at all, period. So Xbox can be found on multiple platforms. I know it can be found on PC. I got PC games all the time. They come with Xbox game signatures all over them. So yeah, and guess what else I found out? I know for a fact that Sony does it too. Sony actually sends games over to PC, because we've seen a lot of games over here from Sony on PC. A lot of them. Way too many of them. Which means that that's also not a good sign either. You're exclusive. The only thing that made console what it is the fact is your exclusive titles. Like Fable. If Xbox came out with a new system and they came out with Fable, I would automatically jump on that in a minute. I'm a big fan of Fable, so I would definitely buy an Xbox system for Fable. I think I have a bigger selection of exclusive games. I would rather pay on Xbox than on a PlayStation any day. Gears of War, Halo, all that. Yeah, those are heavy hitter games. I would definitely play them on there before I would buy a PlayStation. That's why I was with Xbox for so long, because their exclusives are actually extremely good. But getting back to the console, the handheld system. So handheld systems, like I said, the only ones I've seen actually really successful handheld games is Nintendo. Nintendo's the only one I actually seen that has an successful handheld games. Handheld games don't exactly last that long. They really don't. They lose interest quick. But the Game Boy and those systems, yeah, they don't lose. Nintendo, put it away. When it comes to handheld, Nintendo mastered that market right there. They literally did. The Game Boy is one of the biggest selling handheld games on the market. You got the Nomad, which was basically, it was a Nomad. The Nomad, I think, was the Genesis version of a handheld system that took like 8 freaking batteries. I know because I had one of those. That didn't last too long. That's pretty much it. But PlayStation's handheld system, yeah, you consider the sales of a Game Boy sales versus the PlayStation unit. No, Nintendo has that covered. And the thing about Nintendo too, the guy made a lot of good points on. Nintendo doesn't lease their games out like that. They really don't. You can't find Nintendo games on PC. You might find some older ones. Some of the games you can find on RetroPie, of course, because they're older games with the emulators. But the new stuff, you ain't finding any of that stuff on any other system. You can't even find it on your game system right now. PlayStation don't play no. Nintendo. Nintendo has a ton of exclusive games. Every games I want to play, I know darn well I have to buy a Nintendo system in order to play them. That's a smart move, extremely smart move. Keep your products to your base, not lease them out to everybody. Because if you lease them out to everybody, then everybody's got them. And keep in mind, if PlayStation, you're leasing your games out to PC, why the freak would I play your games if I got the money to pay for a machine at the end of the day that I know can basically dance circles around your machine? I mean, I'm gonna get better graphics. I got tons of freaking hardware on my system. I got better RAM, hard drive, and I can upgrade my system at will. So no, there'd be no point in me basically buying the console. The only reason why the console, and for fanboys, again, y'all get too upset about the end of the day. Seriously, y'all think y'all got stock in PlayStation the way y'all act. Sorry, allergies. Y'all got stock. Y'all don't crack books. All y'all do is I see some of y'all don't crack books. Y'all just get in rooms and just rant. Y'all don't know jack it. And y'all literally have conversations with some of these fanboys and they don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, as I said before, your system has limitations. It's not as powerful as you want it to be. It has limitations. If you ever took the time and you switched over to a PC, you would see that the parts that come on a PC are going to be far more superior than what you have on your console system. So with that being said, if I got pockets like that, we don't even need pockets like that now. You build a system for $500 as we saw on eBay. If I have a chance to play the same game you have on your PlayStation right now, the same game, but the option that I have is I can play it in better resolution. I can play it with massive amounts of hard drive space, incredible amounts of RAM. I can play it on a CPU that's far more advanced than your system. Why would I buy a console system when I could do it on a system and do it for better? And then on top of that, keep in mind, I don't pay any subscription costs. That's a big problem you have now. That console, you have a huge problem. You charge a subscription cost. So think about this. If your games are ported over to PC, especially your exclusives are coming over there, you don't have much exclusives as it is. Look at the exclusive titles you had on launch. Not a lot at all, period. And none for either system. I'm talking about both systems. If your games are available, if you're leasing your games out over to PC, we're getting your games, right? Why in the world would anybody in their right mind pay a subscription cost when you can play it on one of these for free? Why? Why would you do that? It'd just be stupid. Or why would you even be on console to begin with? Oh, because it has better hardware. No, it doesn't have better hardware. Not than these machines. At the end of the day, they don't. It's better. No, you don't have better graphics. You have an equivalence to a 4060. Your graphic cards go higher than that. So no, you're still within that range. Melon, you got a 50 series coming out pretty soon. You got a 5090 coming out. So you got the 5020s, 5040s, 5060s, 5070. They're more advanced in your system. An i9 processor is more advanced in your system. You have what? 16 to 20 gigs on a system. Systems can go at 32, 64, 128, 256, 512. You can even get a gig on one of these motherboards I've seen. So again, a terabyte. So yeah, why? And then on top of that, there's no limitations. Don't tell you, well, if you go here, you void your warranty. You can go anywhere you want on that machine. I can paint any color I want. So again, on top of that, you get a PC. You learn the skill at the end of the day. You learn how to build machines. These machines right here can make you a lot of money. You learn how to repair these machines, fix these machines, build these machines. You can make money. You can like those guys over on eBay that are building these beautiful PCs and basically making money. You can do it with a console mod out. Yeah, you can do it with console mod outs. You can, but you'll make more with a PC. A lot more. And on top of that, that PC sitting over there works. Does your console work? Does your console do a 9 to 5? Does it make any money? That thing runs through. Forget the Bluetooth. I come in here. Bluetooth. I literally forget to do this because the connection, for some reason, my cell phone does not Bluetooth. I literally forget to do this because the connection, for some reason, my cell phone does not run correctly. Everything else runs perfectly, just doesn't run on my cell phone for some strange reason. Anyway, as I said before, your PC, my machine works. It makes money. So basically, I can be on there gaming on Steam, blah 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 blah, and my PayPal notification pops up saying, "Hey, you just got paid. You got paid. You got paid. You got paid." So I mean, I can make money off these machines. The machines run projector mapping equipment. So if I want to do projector mapping equipment for a company, where's my stuff at? Never around. I can run software for. Got a projector coming in for this thing too. This machine right here, hook this up to a projector, run software through this machine with thumb drive, so they don't take optical drives anymore. And I can go in and I can turn my projector for holograms and also to interactive software. This is what this box does. You'll see once I get everything here, hook it all up. If I want to run projector mapping applications, I can run my projector mapping applications. My programs are sitting on that machine. Also, my programs for this machine over here allow me to do that also too. Boom. All kinds of sorts of stuff I can do on that machine. At the end of the day, it does the workhorse. And people say, yeah, you make money, you run a business. You can run a business or PC. Let me know the next time you walk into an office building and you see a console plugged in and being used as for a work PC. Since you guys I literally get that claim all the time. But we're a PC at the end of the day. You're like, okay, walk into an office building. See if you see PS5 sitting there on the floor, plugged into a monitor, somebody typing and doing word processor or something like that, or a spreadsheet. Again, you don't have a PC. I don't know what you have at the end of the day, honestly, to tell you the truth. But let's get to this game thing with Xbox. I'm not just going to call PlayStation all day. But Xbox is pushing their games everywhere. You can get Xbox games on tablets. You can get Xbox games on your cell phones. You can get them on different platforms. So when people sit up there and they say, well, it's on different platforms, no, that's a bad idea. Extremely bad idea. That's a guy who made perfect sense when he said, what's the point of buying a console system where you can play it anywhere you want? Same thing with your PlayStation. Why in the world, if you're taking your exclusive games, if you're taking, you don't have any exclusive games, truthfully, but let's say you have some, not a lot. But let's just say you're taking not all your games. Let's say, not to say you are doing it. Your games are popping up on PC, right? Why in the world would I buy your system that has no exclusive titles at all? Why would I buy it to play on your system? Now you can sit there and say, well, because our system is more affordable. No, you're actually not more affordable. You're more expensive now. So that's not it. It used to be that way. It used to be that a game could port over to PC, and yes, it would be much more advanced. And at the end of the day, better graphics and then modding capabilities and all that cool stuff they can do with it. But it'd be cheaper on a console. I mean, of course, you wouldn't be getting like super insane graphics and all that stuff. But the balancing point of it all it'd be affordable because again, this is you're going to buy a PC and parts and all that stuff would roughly cost you near $1,000. You could basically buy a console for like $500, but you're not in that range anymore. Your system costs more than the average standard built PC. Your system costs $700. And let's be frank here. People keep saying $700. You're not $700 because you pay tax. Everybody pays tax. So that means that when you go to get your system's going to cost you more than $700. That little bit of nudge that pops on there from tax is going to push your system right over the edge. And then for those of you who want to buy the optical drive, which a lot of you bought the optical drive, some places charge $170 for that, Walmart. Other places charge $80, but still you're going to have to pay that tax on top of that $80. And that's probably roughly going to spill into somewhere between $90 to $100. So technically, if your optical drive is going to run in the range of $100, you're talking about at least $700 for a system, probably about $40, $50 on top of that. And you're talking about $800 something dollars, $850, $860. That's a lot of money for a console. And then if you want to buy the stand, that's another $30 right there. Don't forget the tax on that. Jeez, you're hitting $900 easy. You're hitting $900 easy. But the people paid for the anniversary edition, which is exactly the same thing as the Pro edition. The only difference is it just had a different case on it. That's all. And you can say, well, it comes with an extra controller. Well, can you buy that extra controller without buying the anniversary edition? Yes, you can. Can you buy that handheld system without buying the anniversary edition? Yes, you can. Can you buy that carrying bag without the anniversary edition? Yes, you can. And what's the difference between the hardware and the anniversary edition and the Pro? Nothing. The only difference is you have a different case. That's it. So pretty much you paid $1,000 for something. At the end of the day, even though it's a limited edition, you can say it's a limited edition to the point where you still really can't make any money off of it unless it's been around a decade or so, because that's how it works in the gaming world. And all your games are going to be worth money. Only certain games are worth money, but you have to figure out which ones are the more popular ones that are worth money. Like, say, back then, if you had Mario Brothers, when it first came out, and you never opened it, it stayed in the package all that time. Do you have any idea what that game is worth? There's one called certain games they have that were extremely rare that became extremely expensive. Actually, there's a Nintendo cartridge that's floating around somewhere else. There's probably a couple more of them that have these switches on the side of them. They're worth $50,000 just for starting price, if you can find one. So it depends on what games are more popular. So it's a bit of a gamble on that one. That you're going to be one of those people that buy 2 of every game, then you're a very smart individual. Extremely smart if you lived in that era. The money you would make from a console would be anyone who lived in the era of almost like not the starting point, but if you had Pong, like I did, on a handheld, not hand system, on a console system, and if you were around in the era before Radio Shack was called Radio Shack and it was called Tandy Corporations, your stuff is worth a lot of money, especially if it was never opened. It's like having G.I. Joes, which I do have, that have never been opened from that era. Everything from that era is gold, especially in the game is gold. You got original ColecoVisions, Merlin, handheld games, all that stuff from that era. They're worth money. But your system you have now ain't going to be worth any money. It's worth money now because people want it because it's in demand. Once that demand dies down, it's not worth anything anymore. You'll have to wait that time period to see what it's worth. So that means you can never open that system up. It's kind of like you invested in a fine wine. You just have to wait till it ages. That's all. But anyway, what I'm hearing about the Xbox, it ain't really good at all. That's extremely bad. Because if you're taking your system and you're throwing it on different platforms, you can get on your cell phone, and like the guy was saying, you can get on your tablet, and then you got a handheld system. You kind of go in the route of Neo Geo. Neo Geo did that. Neo Geo stopped designing console systems. They did. They stopped. And they made this handheld pocket Neo Geo. It didn't take off too well. As I said before, they usually never do. Except for Nintendo, they mastered it. They got the Game Boy. You know what I mean? It's been around for forever. But anyway, they're doing the same thing Neo Geo did. Neo Geo stopped making console systems, and they really start at the end of the day made a handheld pocket version of it. which sold for a little bit, but it kind of died out. And now you can find Neo Geo games just about on every platform. That's literally what they did. And now Neo Geo literally does not exist anymore. They went out of business. That's literally the same direction that I'm watching an Xbox go toward. They're making a handheld system, not a console, a handheld. Unless they got something up their sleeve and they're making a console, but I'm seeing handheld all the time that pops up. And games are available everywhere. I watch your games pop up on PC, they're on your cell phone, they're everywhere. So if you spread out your games like the guy was saying all over the place, what's the point of buying a console? Why would I even go out and spend the money for your console if I can play it on my cell phone? And cell phones have pretty beefy hardware in it. They play amazing video games with good graphics. So again, why would I even go out and bother buying a console system? Again, see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Sorry about that. Sorry, I had allergies. It's crazy where console is going. It's going to crash. People say, oh, it's going to crash. There's going to be a period where console is going to crash. They're doing too much. That's the problem. They're doing too much. Keep it to the basics. Keep the systems to a point where people can afford them. You're pushing in PC territory, and again, it's going to get expensive. And the everyday Joe is not going to spend it because everyday Joe is used to spending this kind of money for a system. Not getting sticker shock at a $700 unit staring you in the face. That was sticker shock for everybody. I don't even do console anymore, and that was sticker shock for me. I never expected for a system to be $700. I'm used to the old era of games systems costing that much money because everything was pressed to cartridge. These games aren't pressed to freaking cartridges anymore. They're not pressed to CDs anymore. They're download games. You got download games that literally cost as much as it costs on the disc. You ever figure that one out? You buy a game. It's supposed to be cheaper for download. Download's supposed to be much cheaper. If you go to Amazon and you buy a movie, it costs more money to have the physical movie. It's cheaper if you were to stream or download the movie. Stream is much cheaper, download is a little cheaper, and then when you get to buying the physical, it's a little bit more expensive. On gaming, I don't know what the freak is going on in there, because I'll see games on my system, even my PC, I'll see games in there like 70, 80 bucks for a game. I'm like, then you go look at the console, the physical disc on it, and it's the same price. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't it supposed to be cheaper because it is a download? There you go. I don't know what's going on, man. It's bonkers all the way around. And you think saying, well, in the day it's all glory for PC. Actually, technically, no, it's not all glory for PC because even our parts are freaking insanely expensive. I mean, I'm used to paying for some high parts, but not with something with a $5,000 price tag sitting on the side of it. That's just freaking insane. And that's what I'm looking at. Rumors that are coming around this 5090, that this thing literally may cost that much money. Someone was talking about in the range of mind you, to think about it. You've got to be, parts are so expensive. You're comfortable with a $1,700 buy on a video card. $1,700. That's comfortable for you. That's literally a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Now, like I say, you can back it up and you can go near the older cards, which will run perfectly fine. Because again, like I said, we have options. We can back down and get this or get that. It'll still run with no problem whatsoever. Or, if you want the best of the best, you have to pay some money for it. That's what I say. Everybody has to pay. PC, we have to pay also too. We want them big boy cards or better cards. Do we need them? No, because we have a huge selection of other cards. Where in console, you don't have that huge selection because you can't pull something out and say, hey, I want to upgrade or downgrade. You don't have that option. You got to take whatever parts they give you. That's what you have to go deal with. That's the problem. It's insane, man. It's insane. Oh, you like the paint job? Yeah. Kind of did it up, getting it all done and everything. Yeah. Stage 1 paint job. Stage 1. We got a way to go on the paint job. It's like a block of ice when I get done with it. But anyway, yeah. It's crazy. And I heard that about Xbox. I was like, oh, crap, they're not going to bring out a system? And on top of that, the guy was 100% right. The exclusives, man. The only reason why I put up with that 360 fiasco, man, I bought so many burnt out freaking boxes over and over again, shelling out money over and over again. The reason why I spent so much money on that 360 because they had exclusive titles on the 360 that I would freaking love to play. On top of that, massive fan base I had on there. Friends I game with every single day. So you build a world inside of that system. But to tell you the truth, man, the way they're going with these systems, and like I said, even with The reason why with PlayStation handing over their games over the PC, that's an extremely bad idea. We have game. We don't need your games in the day. We got so many games on our systems. It's not even funny. We got people program games. There's a developer program where they can go in and design games, and we get to test them out, early access, all kinds of cool stuff in there. So we're good, but you shouldn't do that. Literally, don't get me wrong. You have some good games, but I'd rather you not do this. And the reason why I'd rather not do this, you need to keep your game backyard so your system can continue to survive. You spread your stuff out like that and you start sending your games over the PC and your systems are costing more and more money at the end of the day, why in the world would I even go near your console at the end of the day? I can get a PC for the same price yours and do the same thing. The other guy was selling one for $500, had an i9 processor, and that's way more powerful than your system. It had a 4060, which is the equivalent of the graphic card you have in there right now. And keep in mind, the online subscription, job parts, customization, you can mod on your system. Those of you out here like to freaking mod all day long with some cool mods in the day, you can go in there and mod as much as you want. You can get paid for your mods. Got some really good mods in there? Yeah, you get paid for them. So again, you're good at making skins and all that stuff and all that level shading and all that stuff. You get paid in that machine for doing that. So there's a guy basically I remember on console. He used to make skins, and he was in there making his skins on his PC, but he's gaming on the console system. But yeah, if you take all your games and you're spreading them about on every system, you know. If you have say you have a Devil's May Cry, say you have something like that, you know what I mean, like a really insane Devil May Cry coming out. It's only for PlayStation only. There are people that are just going to come to PlayStation just to play that game. That's what they're going to do. But if you make it available on Xbox too, then guess what? Xbox gamers and people don't want to play on PlayStation, they'll just buy an Xbox to get it. And if you make it available on Nintendo, then Nintendo, they can play it over there too. Now, let's just say if Nintendo has better specs than your system, then they're just not going to void basically. If they're a huge fanboy at the end of the day, but other than that, they're just going to go over in there. They're just going to buy right on Nintendo. But the reason why your system stayed along so long because of PC, because you were more affordable, much more affordable, and you had exclusive titles. So now you take your exclusive titles and your games and you drop them on PC, right? Why would I go out and spend the money, as I said before, for a game that's going to show up on the PlayStation if I can see for $500? That'll run that game perfectly with no problem whatsoever. Literally can run it perfectly with no problem whatsoever. You can't hit 60 frames per second. That card over there is an old, outdated card. It's a GTX. Has 4 gigs on it. And it is a 1050 Ti. I can run 60 frames in Dying Light on it. You can't do that on your system. I can overclock my GPU and CPU and all that. You can't overclock on your system. So, that being said, why would I, it's coming on my system too, why would I basically play it on your system? And if you sit there and say, well, it's cheaper, yeah, that's the reason. And the reason why I agree with that 100% when it was cheaper was that's the reason why I bought a PS4. I bought a PS4 not for gaming. I bought that PS4 for VR. That's it. That's the only thing I bought it for was VR. And the reason why I bought it for VR, because to have the G2s or the Index at the time for PC and the graphic cards it required, because they did make them where they didn't require much. When they first came out, the graphic cards that required for the things were freaking berserk. They were freaking berserk. Now, a lot more affordable to build a VR PC, because that's what I'm doing right now. The new PC we're going to be building over here is a VR system. Now, a lot more affordable. You don't need a lot of power to run this. I can run your PlayStation VRs off this system right here, literally with the 3050 on here. Well, actually, not 3060 graphic card. I can run your PS VRs on here in 4K easily with my library that's compatible with your VR glasses. I can run the Oculus 2 and 3 off of, not this one. Oh, yeah, I could. Yeah, I can run Oculus 2 and 3 off it. And I can run Index off of it, which I checked the specifications on it. because they made it a lot more easier now. You don't need high-powered cards now to do it anymore. And it used to be that problem that the graphic cards and run the things were really expensive. So I'm trying to get this area right here. I still got to go and do a touch-up on that one right there, putting in my icy look to it. I'm not done. This is, like I said, stage one. Stage one. We still got a lot more to go in this paint job. But as I said before, people are going to pick the more powerful system. Fanboys are going to pick what they like. At the end of the day, they're going to join the sides that they really like. They're going to stick with that. But the reason why people went out and bought consoles over PCs, less maintenance, which I don't do a lot of maintenance on here, to tell you the truth. Honestly, I don't know where that comes from. You know what I mean? I guess maintenance as in you'll be repairing your own stuff, which you should know how to do anyway. You got to do it anyway. Your console systems, like I said, come with PC parts. You should know what your PC parts do. Excuse me. You should know what your PC parts do. So now you're going to have to learn your parts on your console, because your console literally carries PC parts. Like right now, one of the parts you're learning about is the M2 solid state drive. Because now you have the option to go in and remove your M2 solid state drive and buy other drives that basically you can put in your system, which means now you have to do research to find out which drives are going to be much better for your system. Some drives are not all the same. No, not all M2s are the same solid state drives. Some basically cool better, some actually heat up better, some have a better transfer. There's a whole lot of stuff that you're going to have to read now when you put your drives in. Welcome to PC. Well, you have to be in there dropping in parts and figuring out what those parts do. Research on all your parts. But anyway, as I said before, getting back to the reality of it all is the simple fact that you have to understand that the reason why people chose to game on console because it's much cheaper than gaming on PC. That's why. The console system, the Xbox 360, had a PC behind me. I did more gaming on the console system than I did on the PC. Number one, a lot of the exclusive games are on 360. So you get Gears of War and Halo at the time on a PC. I played it over on the console system, so I was more on console than I was on PC. And if you saw in the game, when I was in the little room, I had several PCs in there. I gained more on the console system. But now, if you look at it, you know, you can say, well, it's going to be cheaper to be on console. No, the freak it ain't now. It ain't no more. It's more expensive to be on console. Console is really expensive now. You're the most expensive system. PlayStation's the most expensive system now, or console system. Now, if you think for a minute, and fanboys got this delusional thought in their head where they think that, not all of them, I can't say all fanboys, let's say some fanboys, have a delusional thought in their head that they don't understand how business works. Your gaming system is more just a gaming system. It is a company. It is a business at the end of the day. Businesses are in the business to make money. It ain't about fanboy love. They are in the business to make money. It's a business. So that means that if they bring out a new system, it's not going to cost less. If that system has parts in that machine that are more advanced than the previous machine, that means it's going to cost you more money. That means that your system you have for now, saying at $700, it technically is not $700 because you have to pay tax. And since you have to pay tax on it, that means roughly you're going to be tilting into the 800 range. If you decided you go out and put any options on it, like that optical drive you stick on it, or basically the stand, you have reached the $900 mark. So keep in mind that when the PS6 comes out, if you think for a hot second that that machine and what they just charged already, it's going to be at $500, you have lost your freaking marbles. You have. That system's going to be way over $1,000. Watch. They put a hard drive, mind you, at $700, the biggest hard drive they put in for you guys is 2 terabytes. They go in, they put 4 terabytes on that thing, it's going to tilt it over into me easy $800, $900. Easy. They're going to have to put in a bigger video card. What are you going to do? You put the same video card in it as that you put in the last model? We all know it doesn't work that way. What game system have you ever seen on the face of the planet bought out a next-gen system that's literally carrying the same parts from a last-gen system? That'd be like your PS5 carrying parts from the PS4. and then charging you more money for it. They're not going to put more advanced parts, they're going to charge you for it. Now, as for Xbox, well, Xbox, that's a bad decision. To take your system and turn around and say, well, look, I'm just going to put our platform on everything, bad idea. You're going to pull a Neo Geo. And the handheld, betting that your system is going to survive on a handheld system, I don't know. There's a lot of people not a big fan of handhelds. That's why you got to have both. You got to have both handheld and you got to have both console. Because you got some people that are going to be in it for handheld and they like the portables, and you got some people like consoles. I've never been a handheld fan. Never. You have never seen me ever with. I don't. People sit from the door. I've never seen you with a handheld because I don't like them. I'd rather have a console any day. I'd rather have. Now the PC I'm building, that's a portable. That's literally a portable PC. That's what it is. It's not a handheld. You ain't picking that thing up in your hand. It's a portable PC. It's got a handle on it. It's designed like a little boombox I can carry around. That thing is it's portable. It ain't handheld. But no, I hope they're not putting all their eggs in a basket over a handheld. Handhelds usually don't do well. They don't. They don't do well. PlayStation had a handheld. What happened to that? That went under. Sega had a handheld. It had several handheld systems. What happened to that? That went under. Only one that had a handheld system that pretty much survived it and kept going was Nintendo. Nintendo does not lease up. It's rare you would find a Nintendo game sitting on top of a console. Extremely rare. Other than its own. They don't do that. The only way you can play Nintendo games is you're going to have to get yourself a RetroPie to do it. And that's not going to involve their newer stuff, which again, only exclusive to their machines only. So that's what keeps their fan base strong. Xbox is basically branching their stuff out everywhere, which is a bad idea. And then design their own handheld system. So, unless your handheld system has something insanely incredible in it, other than that, just pick up a tablet and play your game at the end of the day. Why don't I even spend the money for a handheld system? Same thing with PlayStation. You're in the same category too. You're leasing all your games out to PC. Again, your games are over here. Why would I go and buy your system? Your system's $700. I could go me a PC for $500. And then on top of that, free subscription. I don't pay for anything. I can change my parts out at will. Yeah. Modifications, all that stuff. Yeah. Why would I give you the money? Now, if you had exclusively for your system only, then yeah, I would buy your system. Because why? I can only get it over there. Yes, sirree. But when I saw that and the guy was talking about it, I was like, oh, they're doing a handheld. Oh, that's not good. Handhelds don't do well. They don't. Only one I've seen that done well in a handheld is Nintendo. Name a handheld game system that's been around for one of these systems that's still functioning for the last 5 years. There isn't any. Sony had one. I think they had one right around the time. I think it was the PS2. I think they had one. Handheld system on PS2. Genesis had one. It's called a Nomad. Nomad. They had one. Of course, Sega's out of business. And they did have these little handheld systems for the Dreamcast. They were like the memory cards that you can play little games on them. That's pretty much it. But other than that, nope. It's never good to take all your prized titles and give them to other systems. Because again, this drops the value of your system. There are games on PC, and there's a lot of them. A lot of games on PC you would never see running on a console system. There are games that are, I don't know. You have games with real high nudity in them. They can put them on PC. They can't put them on your system. There are games that are extremely ultra violent. You will never see on a console system, ever. They will be on PC. There are certain titles that are just actually really good games that don't have ultra violence to them. They're just really nice games, and they have a lot of really amazing games on my system. You'll never find it on a console system. I know. I've checked. You don't carry them. So there's games. I'm a retro guy, so I like to play the old retro games and stuff like that in there. And there are games you have on there that you don't have on your system. That's why I went through my collection on my system. Went over here to see how many was on it. I downloaded all my entire library that I have here is now over here. The only difference is over there, I've beaten the games already. Over here, I have to do it all over again, which I don't mind doing anyway. Doing a little paint job. Yep. And then $200 for a controller. Have you lost your freaking marbles? $200 for a controller. I wonder how much the Xbox controllers cost for right now. $200 for a controller. I just showed you a PC controller that would put a PlayStation controller to shame. If I'm going to pay that much money, I had better get an LCD screen. But you see, my new controller is sick. It is definitely sick. Definitely my sick controller. Now people get mad at me and say, oh, but you think y'all so superior, this, that, and the other. Actually, we are more superior. It's our parts that's sitting in your console system right now. We don't have console parts in PC. That's what you have to. That's what I don't understand when it comes to console. And like I said, I play console myself. I like console games, but consider the fact that it takes our parts to make your console advance. We don't have console parts in PC. I have never seen ever console parts being transferred into a PC to advance a PC. It's the other way around. Our parts go into your machine to advance your machine. Now I talk about the other half that talks about how we got this certain fanboy base. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not putting all of them in there. Some fanboy, that was a fanboy for Xbox for a long time. And I said Xbox was more advanced. It was more advanced than the PlayStation. Xbox freaking online chat is freaking insane. It is. It's absolutely. I don't know what it is now, but I know at that 360 and that first Xbox One era, oh my goodness. Yeah, and I had freaking PlayStation. I had PlayStation with SOCOM. I had it when it came out because I like the voice interactive. You can actually control the AIs in there. I like to have SOCOM. You remember that back in the day? Heck, I can tell you PlayStation fanboys that I had a PlayStation before it came with the modem on it. You remember we had to buy the modem separately? They didn't come. We had to plug it into the side. I had one of them. So when you get back and you talk about, oh, but I had a PlayStation system before your system existed. I had the original PlayStation when it came out. It never came with the modem. You had to buy the modem separately. You had to snap it in the back. Now, those of you from the area, you know what I'm talking about. Those that other don't even know what I'm talking about. Call yourself a fanboy. You didn't have the first one that came out, did you? I did. Because it came with SOCOM. And it came with the headsets. They were like these headsets, the kind you get that had the wire on them, and it would connect into your ear, and the other piece would clip onto a microphone. In the front, you would talk. You can also voice command your if you're playing solo, you're more playing online, you can voice command or give out prop commands, and your AI characters would move around on the board. Yeah. And this is before you had a modem. You didn't even have a modem. You had to buy the modem. And the modem was 56K. Later on, they came up with the DSL modem. So I was around that era. Yeah. Sit there and say, oh, but your PC, you pick out thing, console games, man, you never even heard of. Get me on that one right there, please. All spanking new on your PS5, talking nonsense, talking about you don't know anything, you don't know console, you don't know console, and you're on console. What the heck are you talking about? I was on your PlayStation system before you even had a modem in that thing. I remember because I bought when they first came out. It was about $400. and you had to pay for the modem, and you had to pay for the modem separately. Imagine if you had to do that on your system right now, where you had to pay for the modem separately. You got Wi-Fi on that thing now, but imagine, there was no Wi-Fi on it, by the way. Wi-Fi didn't exist on there at that time. But anyway, I forgot all about that. I forgot about the adapter you had to buy to play online. Jeez, man. That was, again, as I said before, nickeling and diming. I find it interesting that the new generation complains about the nickel and diming when the nickel and diming has been going on for so long. You're just now getting hip to the game of nickel and diming on console. That you guys will sit there and complain about your optical drive, and you'll complain about the stand at the end of the day, even though, yeah, that's jacked up because you should automatically get that from the door. But let me tell you something. They've been nickel and diming you for years. And some of y'all just haven't been around long enough to see it. Older people have been around in that era, know about the whole nickel and diming nonsense. At one point, like I said, all gaming systems came with 4 ports. And then all of a sudden, one popped up with 2 ports. And you're like, how am I supposed to play with the rest of my friends? You had to get an adapter. It was an adapter that you can connect onto the back of it or in the front of it to one of the other ports to extend 2 more ports to give you 4 ports. The nickel and diming process. The PlayStation. I laugh at this because PlayStation nickel and dime too. They did it when the PlayStation came out with SOCOM, when it came packed with SOCOM. Do you remember that game? And those PlayStations, those particular units didn't come with modems. I literally forgot about that. They didn't come with modems. You had to buy your modem. Now you get people come, but no, Mr. Bird, look it up, crack a book. You got a phone on you with Google on it. Go ahead. You got a computer in your hand right now. Go look it up. Look up the modem that you could buy for your PlayStation. So when you bought your PlayStation system, it did not have a modem attached to it, which means you couldn't go on and you couldn't do any online play. You had to go out and pay for your modem. They nickeled and dimed you. Yes, they did. Yep. Xbox did it. Xbox did it with the DVD player. If you wanted to play DVD on your Xbox, there was a little piece. I got one on mine about that big. It snapped into the front of your port where you put your controller at. You get a little remote control about that big, and you had to basically use that to watch movies. And all nickel and dime you. Dreamcast did it. Dreamcast had a modem sitting on the side of their system too. If you want to upgrade to DSL, well, the 56K did come with it. That did come with it. But if you want the no, they didn't nickel and dime because that was just an accessory. I forgot about that. Dreamcast came with a lot of freaking accessories. So no, they didn't nickel and dime you on that. It wasn't like, Ed, you buy it, you can't get online, because that was kind of jacked up. Like, wait, I can't get online with it. What do you mean I can't get online with it? Well, if you do want to play, and this is the messed up, it comes with SOCOM. SOCOM is a game that was designed to play online. Now, you can play it offline. You can. It had offline capability, but the online was much better because you got to play with other people. And if you wanted to play with other people, you had to pay for the modem to play. I wonder when the subscription, probably subscription cost was there too, for a two on top of that if you want to pay for subscription costs. But yeah, they've been nickel and diming y'all for years. And then you get new gen comes in and new gen goes, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. They're gonna charge me for this, they're gonna charge me for that. They've been doing this stuff to you guys. They've been doing this stuff to you guys. So it's nothing new. Nothing new at all. Nothing new. Just go up and crack a book. Welcome to the past and go see exactly the history on your console systems, and you will notice that they have been nickeling and diming you for years. And then new gen comes in and they act like it's something new. They go, oh my goodness, they're charging me for this, that, and the other. They've been doing that for the longest time. They've been charging you. I forgot all about that, the whole modem incident. Boy, that was ticked off, man. You come there like, what? What? And the modem was not cheap. It wasn't a cheap modem either. It was not cheap. All right, got my which one done right there and there. So, bottom line is, Xbox, if they're going to do what I think they're going to do, no, man, that's not going to go well. Actually, not bad at all, to tell you the truth, because again, their games are on PC anyway, so no point in me going out and buying an Xbox for what? Why would I buy one for? It's pointless. I can play it on PC. PlayStation, your games are already on PC, so I've seen a few of your games, actually a lot of your games on PC. And what's the point of me going out and buying me a PlayStation 5 for what? I can put better parts, changeable my stuff. I don't pay anything online. I can model my stuff out if I want to. I mean, pretty much I got more power on this side, and I really don't want to pay your subscription cost for jack. The only reason why my system over there is actually still operational because there's one game on there that I can't get over here, and that's that Under the Wave, and that's it. If I found that game on here, that system's I'm shutting it down. That's the only why I'm still paying $17 a month for that system. And the only reason why I still game on it is because there's only one game on there that I want to play, and that's that Under the Wave. That's it. If I lose interest in that game, that system's getting shut down. That's it. That tells you right there from the door that why you keep your exclusives to your system only. That's why. You don't branch out your games like that. That's the reason why. That keeps your players, your fan base from coming back. People went out and bought the Xbox because why? It had Halo. Halo was a big game on there. A big game on there. Tons of clans and stuff that played Halo. Now imagine if your Halo game is available on PlayStation 2. Not 2, on PlayStation 2 also. So that means that they run the risk of having people that may just pan over to PlayStation, play it over there, and see if the PlayStation's hardware is a little bit better. Then that means that you're going to have more people playing over there, and if it's affordable, especially if it's a little bit more affordable than the Xbox, they're going to be over there. So it's more affordable, it's got better parts. Now let's say Halo being the popular game that it is, it's on the Xbox system, just so to speak, and your hardware isn't all that great, and your system's a little bit more expensive, you'd be surprised. People will go over and pay the money for that system regardless, due to the fact that Halo's sitting on top of it. Why? That exclusives are everything, man. But if you're taking all your games, man, you're branching them out to everybody, then guess what? Your system ain't worth jack. And PlayStation, you started that process already. You've already got games on PC. I can find your games on our PC. So again, no subscription cost, the freedom to change out my hard drives or whatever the freak I want at the end of the day. And on top of that, like I said, I can build me a $500-$600 PC. These PCs over here cost me roughly, with all my upgrades I've added on here, roughly, I'd say roughly in the range of under your console system right now. And I can run your VRs off this machine. And your controllers, your $200 controllers, I can run your stuff. You ain't running my stuff off there. You ain't running away. You got to run some freaking like 20-button flight controller off your system. You won't work. You don't have the drivers to run it. You plug your stuff in, everything just links up, is done. If we get something where we have to map it out, the system automatically button maps everything out. I mean, basically, if you do it individually, it's really not that hard. Manually, it's not that hard to button that stuff out. But still, it's nice to have the system do it for you. Yep, your controller is ready. Thank you. I'm running Xbox right now. Your Xbox controllers. I'm running this. This is for your Xbox system. It runs right off that system over there. I can run your PlayStation controllers, all that stuff. So, if I'm not comfortable with the controller, I can run it. But I'm looking at this new controller. I like it right there. I do like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Pretty soon I have somebody on my account screaming and yelling at me like, you, how dare you. Hey, look, I'm going to tell you something. All the screaming and roaring ain't going to help you. For what? It ain't going to change the price of your system. It ain't going to change the price that your future looks really grim right now. It does look grim. You're giving your games out. That's bad. That's extremely bad that you're giving your games out. You have to have exclusives. You have to. You'll have to design better games. Your games suck. I mean, get mad if you want. You got Spider-Man. I can get Spider-Man on PC. I can run it in 8K if I want to. At over 60 frames per second. I can run that thing all day, all night, whatever, and never have to worry about my system overheating. You know why? I got a refrigeration unit sitting on top of my unit. That's why. I usually never shut these machines off. They usually stay on. But anyway, y'all have to come up with better exclusive titles. If Xbox had announced they're bringing out a console system, they're bringing out Fable, watch what happens. You know how big the fan base is for Fable is? It's huge. I would even leave PC for Fable. If Sega came out and said, hey, we're making a new system, bye-bye PC. I love my machine in the day, but when it comes to Sega, nope, I'm going back. Yep. And they come out them exclusive titles too on top of that. Shoot, freaking what's that game they got? I like Power Stone. Oh heck yeah. Man, I'll be over in a hot second. Nintendo brings out an advanced system and they come out with Bond, advanced version of Bond. You know even Bond fans they are? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And on top of that, come on. Why are y'all first of all, for Sony, or even for Xbox, y'all got a massive library. Your libraries go way back. Get some of them old classic games. You know, the ones we played back in the day when we had I like to see a Toshinden in a PS5 format. I would love to see that. Jumpin' Jack Flash, stuff like that. Loaded. Oh, I love freaking Loaded. Game like that. Warhawk. Get games like that. Get games that you've had in your old library and bring those games back and upgrade those games and make them look better. Give them new storylines and all that stuff with them. Reinvent them. You got an entire library of games that people love. Freaking Nintendo does it all the time. They got games they bring out of their old library, upgrade and make them better, add stuff to it. How come you guys don't do that stuff? I'm sick and tired of seeing the same nonsense every day. Y'all done Forza to death. Jeez, whiz Louise. Every time I turn on Forza this and Forza that, Forza this and Forza that, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy. Really? Sony has a massive library that they can bring out some really cool games with it. Really nice library. I know a lot of games I played on the Sony systems that had some really nice games with it. I played both. I had Sony. Some people have never had a Sony system before. They never had PlayStation before. They had Xbox only. I've had Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, all of them. Oh, it smells so painty. So painty. Extra painty, baby, extra painty. So, console crash? Yeah. Excuse me. Keep going down this road. You're going to hit that crash. You're definitely going to get it. Definitely going to get it. I'm going to tell you right now, the door is going to happen. You're going to get it. Xbox taking their games and giving everybody? Bad idea. Extremely bad idea to do that. Definitely ask them. It's not a good way to go. You need to keep your stuff exclusively to your system only. That's what you need to do. Keep your stuff to your system only. I'm just saying. When I just heard at the end of the day, and I knew they were designing something, but I didn't think that they were basically. I hope they're not throwing all their eggs in the basket for a handheld. Please don't do that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I don't get these guys in the day. Some of these guys who develop these games and people who, president or CEOs of these companies, y'all really don't do your research on gaming history. You really don't. Handhelds don't do well. They don't. They don't do well. It's a console system that makes the money. The handhelds really don't do that well. Only one I can say clearly that had a handheld that did well was Nintendo. That was it. They're the only ones who had it. It did well. But no, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And on top of that, like the guy said, if you're putting your games on other platforms, you know what I mean, like tablet and all that stuff like that, again, what would be the point of basically even buying the handheld if you can just put it on your tablet or put it on your cell phone? I mean, I thought it was pretty cool that you can go in and check your Xbox account and see who's online and talk to people in chat rooms, like somebody's in a party room. You can go into the party room and have a conversation with them on your cell phone. But you had people who basically, when your system would go out and you would send it over with the coffin, get it repaired for the red ring, you can literally still chime in chat rooms. You can go into party rooms and chime in on your account. You can sign in. So yeah, people would pop in, you know, and be like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been at? I said, man, yeah, my system just went down. It'll be coming back pretty soon. Like, oh man, they sent you out the coffin. You can literally talk to people off their cell phones, which I thought was pretty cool. Unless you had their number, you know what I mean? You can call them by their cell phone number. Most people I game would have my cell phone number anyway. But that's what I liked about it, you know? But now if you're talking about I can play the game, the same titles, you know what I mean, on my cell phone. Why would I even think about even going out and buying your system to begin with? And as for Sony, well, you guys are giving all your games out, you know, and as much as your console systems are costing, because now you can't say, well, hey, look, you know, we're cheaper than a PC. We're going to you come out better with us because the PC costs so much money. It's so expensive to have a PC. Not anymore, it isn't. And then for the fanboy half to keep saying that, well, we're just equal to PC. I'll explain something to you again. They don't take console parts and build PCs. They take PC parts and build consoles. So no, you do not. I know you got this whole drive about how you have this, that, and the other, and I don't know. But no, the system is not equal to PC. And equal to PC, be equal to PC in every way, which means you have the modification capabilities, the ability to be able to change out, swap parts, upgrade parts, we're going to do downgrade, whatever. No online subscription pay, because I don't have online subscription. You don't do that. You have to pay for it. And freedom to go anywhere you want in your system, which you can't do. On top of that, you can't operate software. Can't do encoding and all that. So actually, I've seen people, yeah, EncryptCo actually does one day. He'd actually change the firmware on a console system. I'm really watching him do it. You do that, but you have certain limitations on that. Like if I want to change my logo on how my system starts up, I can do that. I can go in and reprogram that. Or if I want to go into my account, which I love to let's use your points. Because man, that ticked me off so much on the freaking 360. That, you know, they told me this rumor at one point that you had all these points, you can basically cash them in. Some people were saying money. I didn't believe that at all. Period. Some people had some really the same points. Or basically you could cash them in for other things like games and stuff like that. That was all a lie. And people went and had like millions. Some people had millions of points. And guess what happened? When you transferred your account over, your points didn't even come with you. That's another thing too. Constant count changes. The fact that you have to understand that this is why people get so mad when they find out that a system doesn't have backwards compatibility, because their investment that they put into that system is no longer usable on the next system. This is why they get ticked off over that. They spend thousands of dollars. Take the time, get a calculator, walk through your collection, add up how much you bought, how much you get your game, how much you paid in games. It doesn't seem that much when you got 20 sitting on the table and you pick up a game for about 50 or 40 to 50 bucks. It doesn't seem much. But if you look at that table and you add up what's sitting on that table, you'd be shocked and awed on how much money you spent on controllers, online subscriptions, games, console itself, probably repairs or whatever you had to do or upgrades on it. You'd be surprised. And then to find out that all that money that you put into that system, to find out that it's the other one's not backwards compatibility. So that stuff just sits on the shelf. And you fool yourself by telling yourself, I'll play a couple of the games, but darn well you never end up playing any games because the other system is much more advanced and you want to play on that one, you'd rather play on the other one. Unless there's some crazy title in there that never came over and you keep going back to that. But other than that, no. Majority of your money is going to be spent on the new system. So the problem what you have with console is the fact that you keep, and I was talking to another guy about this too, you keep going in and you keep rebuying over and over again and again. It literally doesn't stop. This time, this is the first time I've ever seen it bring out a system in the middle of a next gen. Xbox does it. How many versions of Xbox are there right now? There's a lot of them, aren't there? There's so many different versions. It's insane how many different versions they made. They made an S-Class, and they made this particular one right here, the Scorpion. They got this other one over here they have, and the one that looks like a trash can. I'm sorry, Xbox, that thing looks like a trash can. A square. I mean, come on, you can at least put something into it. I mean, make an octagon or something out of it. A square box. If you run out of ideas, You can't say much went behind the back of basically developing the casing for that thing. Oh, just make it a rectangular square box. Oh, you could do something cool with it. You know what I mean? No, a square box. I ran out of ideas on that one. I mean, so much you can do when you name yourself Xbox. I think so many box sounds as you can get out of it. Anyway, but then the multiple systems that you come up with. So put it this way, okay? I build a PC, right? I max out my parts. I mean, if I do have some parts to upgrade, the upgrade's not really bad because I can change it up myself. So say if I want to put in a new, do I have to go out and buy a whole new PC in order to get a new graphic card? I don't. I just go buy a graphic card, pull it out, put the other one in, and upgrade my machine. That's it. Well, you guys, say if you have your PS4, right? Your PS4 doesn't have the same GPU that you have in the PS5, right? Can you pull out the GPU out of the PS4 and put in a GPU that's equivalent to the GPU in the PS5? You can't. You have to go buy a whole new system to do that. You see what I'm getting at here? Your system costs more money. And you look at the long run, you think PC costs a lot of money. No, technically console costs more money. I don't have to go buy a whole entire new PC in order for one graphic card upgrade. I already have it. Pull it out, put another one in. You know how much money it would cost me if I had to do it with this machine? If I literally had to go and say, okay, I got to upgrade the 1050 to a 3050, and the only way I can do that is I have to buy a whole entire new PC with another optical drive, with another hard drive and RAM, all these parts that I don't need just to upgrade one part of the system. You literally cost more than we do. And in which your system's now running at $500, $600, $700, and soon to be $1,000, but you already did have one sell for $1,000, you cost more than PC at the end of the day. Because you're rebuying the same system over and over again with just a few trinkets of upgrades. Like Apple. Apple does that stuff. Apple will bring out a phone, just brought out the phone, and boom, the Apple come out and have it won't have major updates on it. Just little stuff. Like people went out the Apple phone due to the fact they had a bigger screen. Hello, we had them on Android for the longest time. See what I mean? Charged them all this money for a bigger screen when everybody else had big screens a long time ago. Heck, even Cricket had a phone with a big screen on it. 7-inch screen on it. So again, yeah. So this is what console does to you. And I realized this as I started playing console. Like, I'm like, gee whiz, I'm buying this thing over and over again. And again, and again, and again, just to get a few upgrades. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. You're buying the same system. You bought your PS5, right? You got PS5 Slim, right? Paid the money for that too. Slim came with a little bit more extra upgrades on it, you know what I mean, to entice you. Then they came up with the PS, we had the PS5, PS5 Slim, and then the Pro popped up. And the Pro costs way more money than the rest of them, right? So now people are buying the Pro. And there are some people who have literally bought the PS5, PS5 Slim, and literally bought a Pro. You have literally bought a PC way over a very expensive gaming PC. That's what you just purchased. That's far better than all three of those systems you just purchased. Your system costs more than ours. And with these new prices you have, it definitely costs more. So I guarantee you when the PS6 comes out at its whopping, probably almost tilting at $1,100, and you think I'm joking, it's going to be a PS5 Slim going to pop up too. And you're going to pay for that one. And then it's going to be a PS Pro or PS Pro 6, whatever, that's going to pop up also too. Because if you said, oh, that's not possible, you're going through it right now. They're going to bring out another gen system better than the one you previously bought. So the one you just invested in, which you thought was going to be the next gen, they could turn around and bring another system out far better than that. Did it to you just now. Trust issues, ain't it? All over the place. All kinds of trust issues. Like, what the freak? Trust issues. So your system literally costs more than PC. Because you're going to buy your system 3 times. That's what you're going to do. Now, some people, at the end of the day, are just comfortable with what they have. They don't need some people got the PS4 and don't care. Some people got the PS5 and they don't need the reason to upgrade to the PS Pro. They're good with it. So, still, at the end of the day, they're going to be pressured into it because you know why? Fanboys can be jerks, because I was one myself and I was a huge jerk, because you're going to basically rank on each other within your ranks. Because anyone walking in there with the PS5 Pro, you have what they call an elitist console now. And you're going to sit there, and I know you are going to bust on your other fellow fanboys and say what you got at the end of the day. Oh, you got this. Because people argue within game systems to make a difference. I love the whole thing about the whole fanboy scenario where everybody thinks that all fanboys and within the console system of whatever console they choose are all band together as one unit, but we fight with each other within those units. Did you know that? Tell me the last time you played with somebody on a PS5 and someone you're racing slams into your car and you curse them out. Or you call them all kinds of names. Some people even go as far as threatening people in those units. But yet you're supposed to be all PlayStation players. And then the minute somebody says something about your console, then you all band together to basically fight whoever's saying anything about Xbox. You can have 4 people in a room arguing with each other on how much they hate each other, and they can all be PlayStation players. But the minute somebody pops in your channel, like, hey man, I have an Xbox. I can't stand your system. I just bought this just to come in and tell you. I literally had people do this. I just bought your system just to come in and tell you your stuff is trash. Y'all are all band together to jump on that one person. Isn't that interesting? But if somebody comes walking in there and says, hey, I got the PS5 Pro, you know what I mean? My system's far more advanced, but he ain't lying. He's actually telling you the truth, but it is going to make you upset. And this may force people to go out and buy it. Just so they can have that upgrade too. Man. So your system costs more than our PCs. You'll buy your system multiple times. And you'll go through that. See all the money? I'm going to remind you, give you a little wake-up call here. It's going to click in. I'm going to get in your head real quick, rent-free. All the money you're spending right now for your PS5 Pro, all you dished out, that system's going to become obsolete soon. That system ain't going to be worth jack. A new system's going to come out. It's going to take over that system. And you're going to go out and you're going to spend that money all over again. And then that system will become obsolete. And it won't be worth anything. And they'll stop supporting that because they'll cut the servers off on it because they'll basically invest their time into a new system. And then you're going to do it again and again and again. And meanwhile, while you're doing all that, PC gamers will be on PC. And they'll be saying, oh, to play this game, I got to do what? Oh, I got to upgrade this part. That's it. Done. That's it. Because their stuff is future-proof. I got games on my system that I said before. My system here I have has an up-to-date motherboard. My motherboard, I swapped them out. So I got new up-to-date motherboard. Somebody can say, oh, you got the Dells. No. These motherboards are all new. Those are new motherboards. So I got to put my charger real quick. My motherboards I have on my system are updated. So my motherboard's updated. That means any parts that I add in there also are updated parts I can drop in there because the motherboard's updated. So I have the option to go in and basically add new parts into my machine at will. So with that being said, the motherboard I'm buying on my system, other system is like a $500 board. And that $500 board gives me updates for a very long time. So keep in mind, you can still go back and you can get parts. Like I said, the RX 580 is a 7-year-old card. It's an AMD card. It's a 7-year-old card. That stuff will run games today. How many systems are you going to buy in a 7-year time span? You're going to buy a lot. You're going to buy a slim version of it now. You're going to buy you're going to buy the Fat Boy. Everybody buys the Fat Boy first, the big wide one. You're going to get that one. You're going to get the Slim. And then you're going to buy the Pro. Because that's the new thing now. You're going to buy Pro now. Pro now. Haha, Pro now. Pro now. That sounds funny. Pro now. But yeah, you're actually going to buy the Pro. You're going to buy it. Because now that's the new thing now. That's the new thing. That's the new thing they're doing now. You're going to basically spend money for the new system. But what's scary is the fact that even when you go out and you buy the new system comes out, say the PS6 that comes out, you know there's going to be a better version of it coming out because they did it to you already. So you got to get ready for that too. On top of that, you might just save some money up because the new system you just got, which you thought you considered to be the new system, is going to be obsolete. That's what's going to happen, right? Because that's what just happened to you a few minutes ago. That's what just happened to you already. So can't be shocked about it. They did it to you already. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to work on my console. Console. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you that. I'm going to work on my PC and enjoy all my games. Don't have to worry about buying anything. No whole new console system. If I want something, that motherboard right there is good. I can just change out parts and add what I want to add into it. Get yourself a good motherboard. You can have to max it out. You can just add to it because your motherboard's upgradable. Now, for those you want to get technical on console, not to be rude or anything, but what can you upgrade on your motherboard on your console? So we could change out we got people on there. We could change out our hard drives. That's it. Just your hard drive. What about this thing right here? You change that out. What about that right there? Can you change that out? What about that right there? Can you change that out? What about that right there? That's your power supply. Can you change all that out? No, you can't. Can you run a keyboard and mouse? I know that for a fact. If it's compatible with your system. That's if it's compatible with your system. That controller sitting over there, it won't run on your system. The gaming pad I got underneath my desk, it won't run on your system. It'll run on an Xbox, yeah. I have an easier time if I'm buying any controller, most game PC controllers will run on an Xbox before they run on a PlayStation. You know why? It's Microsoft, that's why. That's why. It's Microsoft, that's why. It's Windows ready. So that's where Xbox owners have a bit of an advantage point because their stuff is already Windows ready. I'm so glad. I got to paint the motherboard up real nice. Kind of nice. Kind of real nice. I'm painting the motherboard up. Put a low brush up on that. If he was like, but you void the warranty of your other motherboard. And you get another one. You're buying another one right now. No point, their things are cheap. There's going to be something crazy. But yeah, it's like this board right here cost me $37. That's the beautiful thing about PC. There's so many parts. There's so many parts. We don't have to go out and spend freaking $500 for a motherboard. I'm buying $500 for a motherboard because I'm building a future-proof PC. That's what I'm building. But this right here, this motherboard cost me $37. The one I'm actually buying right now for that other PC, it's going to have that whole neon jungle sitting inside that thing. Yeah. That board cost me, I think $47. I think that's basically about it. I like the power supply here, but this has got to come out. I want it in white. I want all my cables in white. So that's got to come out. So we need to change this out right here. See? I just literally just sitting here had this conversation about changing out parts, and I'm sitting in the back of my time. I don't like the color of the power. That's why I don't like it. The power supply is nice. I don't like the cables. But then again, I could get cable covers for them. I could do that. You can also get parts and modify your power supply. They get mad up front. Don't get mad about it. It's the truth. Come on now. Look at your console system. What can you do with it? We can change up the power supply if you want. They get mad about it. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? Wait a minute, I gotta change the thing out anyway, don't I? Graphic card, that's why. What's the power supply on this thing? I think it's a 750. I think it is. It's 750. I think it is. I could paint it to what color I want. Yeah, calm down. Calm down. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Oh, I meet them all the time. I'm not saying that. No, when it comes to console, I'm not saying that all console gamers, but they're not. They're not. There's different category class of console gamers. Like there's different category class of PC. You got fanboys that even people who play on PlayStation can't even stand the fanboys sometimes. They playing the same system that you play on. They don't like y'all. Because some of them just go way too far with it, man. They go into this whole thing. You get one little part, and they go, boom! Oh my goodness, we've got the master PC. We have the master gaming system. We have all the parts. I'm literally here, you guys, all day long. They gave y'all a couple of parts, and you're in there just ranting about how advanced your system is. Like, please cut that out, please. We have the machines of power. We can destroy the universe. We have the power. Like I said, having the most powerful console system right now is not a good thing for you. Oh, I told you about that hidden nightmare. Remember, if the Xbox does not come out with a console system, fanboy, you are dramatically, physically, and yes, you are screwed on so many levels. It's not even funny how bad it's going to get for you. You think that 6 is going to be cheap? That thing's going to cost you so much money, you're not going to be able to afford it. What can you do? You better pray they come up with a console system. This thing about Xbox is true, and they're basically going to be putting their money into a console system, which again is extremely stupid. As the guy said, he was right on that 100%. I agree with him 100% on what he said, and the reason why is because the games are on so many platforms. That's why. So what will this console system have at the end of the day? Where's my freaking remote control at? What would this console system have at the end of the day that basically would make me, not console, but handheld system would have at the end of the day to make me go buy it? So again, not good. It's going to cause a ripple effect. You guys got a ripple effect coming in, and this is going to be bad. Xbox switches over, doesn't bring out a console system, concentrates on a handheld system, which is a dumb idea because they're on several platforms. I can play them on this cell phone right here. I can play it on my cell phone over there. I can go get a tablet. I can play it on the tablet. Yeah, that's a bad idea. And then if they were going to do it, at least bring out a console system and then have games for the console, exclusively for the console only, and have games that are certainly exclusively for tablet or even for the handheld version only. Only handheld version. Only launch out emulators, like older games for other platforms, like, on your tablet, your cell phone. They'll just play older games. If you want to play the newer games, you're going to have to play that on the exclusive handheld only. And then you have the console, the big boy, that'll play some heavy hitter hardcore games. This way, you don't have to worry about spreading yourself too thin. On top of that, you'll have your fan base will stay intact. Because if I want to play the real good games, I got to go get me a handheld. My phone right here is just going to play the basic dinky version games. I mean, the old games they have, like the Xbox One. Those games have the Xbox One games at 40. Those games were at 4080p. So take the old classics and make them available for other platforms like cell phones and stuff like that. Make a collection of games only designed exclusively for the handheld system. And then the other big boy, heavier titles, make them only for the console. That's how you do it. What they're doing right now, extremely messed up. They're going to mess up pretty bad with it. It's going to be a big mistake. And watch, one of these days, many years later, they're going to be talking about them. Like, yeah, the rise and fall of the Xbox system. The rise and fall of the PlayStation system. You know why? PlayStation's going to lose its fan base. The very fan base that supported it's going to walk away from it. You know why? The system costs too much money. I told you. If Xbox does this, if they go out and they do what I think they're going to do, they concentrate and they put their games on this handheld system, the same games that are going to be on the handheld system that I can get on my cell phone, my tablet, or any place else, like the guy said, then what's the point of buying the handheld system? Why would they even buy it? Because cell phones are really extremely powerful. Why would I even go? I got games I can play on my cell phone in freaking 4K. Why the frick would I go buy a handheld system? I already own the cell phone. Just gotta buy the games. So that's stupid to do that dumb nonsense. And then with the PlayStation, if you have no one to challenge you, they're going to go rogue on you. They're going to charge all kinds of money for this stuff, and you're going to have to pay it. Because guess what? There's no other place to go to. Unless you can go back to Nintendo, you can play with them. And if you're a hardcore gamer at the end of the day, you're not going to find what you want over there. And they're not going to scratch your itch over there. Apple coming out? They're new. Right now, they're new. You don't even know if they're going to last that long, because that usually happens sometimes when new systems pop up. If you watch the history of gaming systems that were experimental were popping up at that time. TurboGrafx 16, a Panasonic 3DO, CDI. Those games that were popping up, they didn't last long, because I was around the era. I bought those systems. So again, yeah, looking pretty grim. And then for those fanboys that sit there saying, oh, yeah, but we got the most powerful system. Yeah, you do have the most powerful system, but you are going to pay for it like there is no tomorrow. So get ready to start crying when it comes to pick one up. You're like, oh, my goodness, it's $700. That's gonna be freaking expensive, and then the tax on top of that. Yeah, you're not at $700. Stop saying 700. You're not $700. You go in Delaware and you don't pay any taxes at all, then you can say $700. Because other than that, you're gonna pay taxes. That's all to it. Unless you're gonna drive all the way out to Delaware and go pick up a system. Yeah, waste gas money to drive all the way out to Delaware to go pick up a system. Because keep in mind, if you order it online, say you order online, you buy from somewhere in Delaware, they're still gonna charge you for the sales tax online. You ever look at that one too? Yeah, that doesn't work too well, people. It doesn't. You're like, well, I can best buy from a store in Delaware. Yeah, it's online. They're gonna hit you with sales tax. So you drive all the way out to Delaware to buy something, so you can skip the sales tax. Mind you, what you just spent in gasoline to get out there to buy it. It don't even up. Depending on where you're at, it doesn't even up at all. Period. It doesn't. So yeah. You got that one waiting for you right there. So they're gonna go rogue. If if um if if PlayStation if Xbox is not bringing out a console, they do this handheld thing. You guys are in so much trouble. It's not even funny. Your system for the PS6 is gonna cost so much money. It's bad enough already. You're gonna pay $700. Well, forget 700. You're gonna pay 670, 630, 640, and everything else. They're gonna get you. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. That's not the least of your worries. The least of your worries is the subscription cost could go up too also. Because again, where are you gonna go? You're gonna buy a handheld Xbox system that you can literally play the same games on your cell phone? Or we can play it in 4K. I'm playing 4K on my phone too. So what they should do, if they did their strategy right, what I would have done was I would have basically gone in and I would have make the Xbox One titles available for different platforms, and then I would make exclusive games only for the console. That's not the console, the handheld. That's only available for the handheld only. You know, PlayStation did that. PlayStation had a Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto at one point was only available on PlayStation. It wasn't available on Xbox. I remember that. It was never available. If you remember that, how back in the day, those people remember, you know. Those people don't, you don't. But at one point, PlayStation games were not available for Xbox. They were only available for PlayStation only. And I remember getting that box set where you got GTA and you got Vice City together in the box set. I remember that when it came out. It was coming exclusive. It was coming to Xbox. I remember that. And I bought mine. I got mine. I actually still have mine. So with that being said, sorry about that, getting this real quick. With that being said, I remember when they had PlayStation had a handheld system and they had GTA on the handheld system. And you can only play it on the handheld system on GTA. That GTA version. You can only play it on there. I remember that. I wasn't a big fan of Sony at that particular time. So I skipped it. I started getting in GTA when it came on Xbox, because that's when they finally brought it over to Xbox, because it was only exclusive for PlayStation for the longest time. But if you guys, at the end of the day, Sony comes a dominant system and there's no one to challenge them, you're going to have a problem with your hands. Your system's going to cost a lot of money. And they probably predicted that already. They probably know that Xbox is probably not designing another system. They probably know that they're probably working on a handheld, and that's going to be no competition for them at the end of the day. It's a handheld system. And yeah. So, Sticker Shock City. Yep. It's a coming. It's a coming. And Xbox fanboys, well, unless Xbox is doing a Trojan horse at the end of the day, unless they're having you staring at this, they're going to bring it. They got a console system coming up. Or Sony being here out there like that, this also breeds for other new console systems to come out. So you might get to see some other console systems come out by other companies. That would be interesting. If that's the case, I'm buying up a lot of those systems. You know why? I'm going to buy them, keep them mint condition, and I'm buying 2 of them and keep them mint condition in the box. At my age, to tell you the truth, honestly, I don't think I don't even care. That's truthfully, that's the young man's game. Young people got about in your 20s. That's for you. Be smart about it. Any new systems come, this is opportunity because this is where these new systems start popping up. So any new systems come up by different companies that try to get their feet wet in the gaming field, you might want to buy their systems up. If I had knew that, if I knew NES, or not, sorry, NEC did make a gaming system, I would have invested in it. But you know, at the time I was just into this game, and that's basically about it. Look at my ice PCs, looking fantastic. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. We still got to ice the power supply down. Got it back. We do that in silicone. That's better. Silicone. We do paint the whole entire thing in with a glow in the dark, and then we coat it with the silicone. The silicone. That's what we do. My detail paintbrush. Bum, 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 bum. Are we doing? Yeah, I'm going to be sitting on. Be doing some demonstrations on here on fully lit environments. Plenty of light. I think since we see so many demonstrations sitting in the dark, it is time to basically play in the light for a little bit. Then we'll go back into the darkness and show domination. And then we'll come back in the light and say, can you play in here? Cannot play in here. It's not for you. It is not for you. It is not for you. You can't come into the light. Can you come into the light? It is not for you. Not for you. You know, they get mad. They get mad on my channel either way. They get mad if I'm talking about their console systems and all that stuff. They get mad on my channel if we show off our gaming technology, our screens and stuff. They get angry about that. They get mad about everything. We got some people that are happy with our stuff, but we get people who basically, I don't know, if they hate me so much, why the frick are you in my channel? But they come in here because their channel, ain't nothing going on in their channel. Nothing going on in there. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You gotta get a J-O-B if you wanna be with me. Yep, ain't nothing going on in their channel. Boom, look at that. Bam, out of nowhere. Bum, 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 bum. See, that's what I'm talking about. Your stuff need to work. Y'all stay in these dark environments. Ain't no way in the world I can work on this and not see that. Bam, 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 bam. And mind you, I've had this pause since yesterday, so gee whiz, if that was an OLED TV, I'd have damaged the screen. But anyway, yeah, that's what frustrates them. Come on, man, I'm telling you the truth. And look, I've been gaming longer than some of y'all been. Some of y'all have been gaming out for a long time. You're going to tell me you're 30 years old. I've been gaming a lot longer than you. You're going to tell me you're 40. I've been gaming longer than you. People that are in the 50 range, I'm 56. So people in the 50 range would know what I'm talking about. Some people would know what I'm talking about if you were in the 30s, something like that. If you're an NES baby, you're in that time in that area, or a Genesis baby at the time, when them systems came out, I was out way before those. I was out when the Sega Master, I was out before, I've been around when the Sega Master System came out. You remember those? Yep. Lot more farther back than that. ColecoVision, Atari, all that stuff. I was in that era with Atari, Odyssey, all that stuff. The handheld games, all that stuff. For me, it would be ColecoVision, the little football game with the dots on it. It would be the Merlin. It would be Simon. Those games like that. That would be that era where I'd be at for handhelds. So you cannot tell me. And playing Pong. Before you had them HDMI ports. Before you had the analog ports. You know, I was doing the coaxial cable hookup. So some people remember that. And, you know, I got some people older on my channel, and they do remember that. But then every once in a while, I get somebody in who has never played those systems, and they just don't know anything about the history of their console system. But I've met some young people who basically have done research on their console systems on how far they went back. Kudos to you. Kudos to you if you've done that, going back and looking at the history on your system. And then some of you people, at the end of the day, who have these newer gen systems, and you want to talk about console, you don't know the first thing about consoles. As a matter of fact, consoles don't even consider y'all to be consoles. They don't consider y'all to be consoles. I don't know what they consider y'all to be. Y'all not console. And y'all want to be PC, but we don't consider you to be PC. So I don't know what category you guys sit in right now. I'll tell you the truth, honestly. At all, we don't know. We don't know. Identity crisis. So if they give you the option to go in and change out your parts, as I said, you go change your parts out, and you could basically, well, yeah, like I said, you can go change out your parts. There's no point in buying another console because you can just build it. No point at all. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I thought I could be. Probably will be commercials galore in here because I had this thing paused all night, all till I came back in. Here we go. Now, for those of you wondering, that is our amazing technology right there. That is our FLEG, which stands for Fusion Light Gain. And this right here is a technology we call Infinity One Black, because there's Infinity One Black level, color Quasar. The color we have here is called Black Royal Magenta. And as you can see, I got lighting here not only to see my amazing technology and beautiful projection screen and a fully lit environment when using the projector that cost me only $10, but I have lighting here to work on my PC too also. So keep in mind when you're looking at other screen paints on YouTube, they can't do this. Operate in a fully lit environment, maintain 100% of their color level, no calibration required of any kind, no hard to understand instructions, no dark or ambient light controlled environments, and there's so much light in the environment, I can work on my PC. See, that's what I'm talking about at the end of the day, of having products that actually work. Not sitting in the dark talking about, well, it could be better. It's not that bad. You know, yeah, that mess. Yeah, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible. You should never be saying that. If you're basically selling a product, well, it's not that bad. That's not, you should never say that. It's not that bad. Oh, and by the way, he ranted like crazy. He must have sent us maybe 15 emails. It was him ranting, screaming, yelling. You know, that's what he does anyway. But by the way, just to let you know, buddy boy, I'm going to be walking over today to go take care of that business for you. Them charges are coming today. I deleted the other video because, again, I'm trying to keep my videos where I'm talking more about our products and what we're doing than about these individuals. I'm trying to keep them off YouTube and more into the proper authorities that will be taking care of that situation, which we're taking care of that today. So all that's being taken care of today. That picture you flashed over, yeah, I'll be down to Allentown Police Department today to file your new charges and going over to the courthouse to get ready for your lawsuit at $100,000. I'm sorry, they changed it. So the guy I talked to, he wants $150,000 now. Can't do that, man. Can't be flashing my pictures online like that, especially on your website. And we did reach out to Wix and let them know. Or the attorney reached out to them and let them know. So, it's all being taken care of now. So, good luck on all that. Process server you will have at your front door, and process server will reach out to your landlord. I will have you out of that building. Do too much, man. Do way too much. But anytime you see me delete a video, because I don't want to make my whole video about those jokers at the end of the day, I want to concentrate on what we have here as our beautiful technology, which, you know, instead of getting angry about it and getting upset about it, make a better product, which we never get that at all, period. Never get it at all. I'm sitting there watching my screen and painting at the same time. Look at that. Bam. Those pictures we just shot, we shot some amazing pictures with the light cascading in. I just put them onto a whole bunch of forum sites. Got about close to about 90 to 100 replies on that. Yeah, because people are not used to seeing screens and that much light. And all we got through the whole thing was, what kind of projector you guys are using? What kind of projector? They were using some high power projector. Oh man, when I showed them the specifications on the projector, like, oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. Where do we buy? Where do we buy? Where do we buy? I'm busy the next couple of days. Where do we buy? Look at that. Man. So I know your haters come into my channel. I know y'all come into my channel. Because again, y'all not doing anything. I'm over here painting my PC, showing off my amazing screen, and y'all in here watching me. I don't come here to watch y'all. What are we to watch y'all for? Y'all don't have nothing. Y'all don't do anything. You know, waste my day watching y'all when I could be doing work like this. Y'all come in here and watch me. That's why when we come to y'all YouTube channels, when we go to your websites, we don't see nothing new. Same old stuff. Same old stuff. It'll be 2025 and y'all still will have the same old stuff. Nothing changed. Because you know why? You're too busy in here watching me. Can you do this? I'm going to do one where I can actually pull out a book. You can see the writing. Heck, look, y'all areas are so dark, y'all can't even see anything to hit the floor. Can you? Your areas are super dark. See that? Yep, there you go. Should be to operate your screen to customers. You should be able to do this. You should be able to paint a portrait or anything you want and sit here, have your kids sit around the table and read books or whatever, and you can have your screen playing in the background without worrying about it washing out. And they're on ultra short, those, mind you, and they still can't get that thing to work in a dark environment. Sitting up there, I have to say, I couldn't believe in a church and sit there and say, well, it could be better. Wow. I know when that guy heard that, he was like, I know, I just didn't hear that come out of his mouth. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. The colors have improved. I darken this environment over here, and I got it well lit over here. There's going to be a difference unless if your paint is going to show, and if it works better in the dark, it's going to show better in the dark. So you can't compare it to a white screen over here, because again, the white screen's being hit with too much light. There's more light hitting the white screen than there is hitting the screen that's actually gray. So how can you sit there and say there's a big difference? What do you mean it's a big difference? It's being, the white screen's taking in all that light. The screen's not taking, it's sitting over in the dark. And there's a lie right there in church. Man lied in church next to a man of God and sat there and lied in church. I put that video onto one of our forum sites, that whole video. Man, those people were disgusted. They were really disgusted. They were like, you got to be kidding me. Lied right in the church. I'm going to sit there and try to bamboozle him by telling him that, oh, well, there's no comparison. It looks better over here than here. Your screen's sitting in a dark environment. It's dark on your side. And the other screen is up higher, it's bigger, and it's taking in more light. It's right next to the stage lights. Yours is actually farther down. Everybody looked at that. Everybody pulled that video apart. And like, wow, guy lied right in the church. Right next to a man of God. That was not a good video. Absolutely awful. And it uploaded it as if it was an improvement. Absolutely horrible video. That's why he was in there ranting in my channel, contacted me and started screaming and yelling at me. Because I outed you. I did out you. That video was there for a while, wasn't it? And I outed you. Because you lied. You gotta stop lying. See what I mean? Now, if I walked up in that church, guess what? They would be to do this easy. Easy. So I walk and see how much light we have in here where I can read all, see all this crystal clear in here. Nothing sitting there in the dark on my desk. See, everything's all well lit in here. And he didn't even have all his lights on. He just sat there and said, well, now all the lights are on. I could see that because I can see stage lights all over the place. And especially where that fire exit was at, I definitely know they have lighting over there. They have to. So the fact that I can see the fire exit, matter of fact, not even the emergency lights were on, because usually fire exits have these emergency lights are on. They come on in the corners, just in case you have a fire. Those lights come back on to show people where the exits are to get out of the building. And those lights weren't even on. So no, man, absolute complete fail. And you see when he was talking to the guy just turned around and walked away. He was still talking. He said, well, you know, I can see, you know, over there because it's darker over there. Why it would look better? You literally just admit it. Absolutely horrible demonstration. I guarantee you go back. I bet you he got monitors up there right now. He got monitors up there. Unless he contacted my company. When you say better than a black screen, keep in mind you can't see a contrast level. What part of that you don't understand? That you have to read contrast. He'd been better off getting a diamond up there at the end of the day, or a dark star 9, a gunmetal technology, which would have cost him a lot of money. See, if you were to take, if you say he had sample sheets, a gunmetal screen, right? And he would have put that against that hybrid mix, right? Who do you think would have came out on top? Diamond screen, elite screens, DMP supernova, daylight screen. Who do you think screen would have came up better? The certifieds would have pulled better. The problem is certifieds cost a lot of money. And for what he needed to put in there, he would have been spending over $100,000 to put those screens in. But us, on the other hand, I've tested against the screens that you can't beat. And I can beat those screens, which means we'd have cost far less than a certified screen. So, no, you're not equal to me. Because I can do this in my demonstration. And this is just for fun. I'm just in here. As a matter of fact, where's my black paint? I'm going to put my black paint up there, too. Have some fun. Let me put you guys right here because I'm charging my phone. Damn, let me get my black paint. Because I like to do my black paint display in a fully lit environment. Mind you, when I do this, they're supposed to do gray versus gray, so you know that from the door. They're supposed to be doing a gray versus gray demonstration, which they refuse to do. So, just so you know that every time I do this demonstration, that shows I'm going to challenge you to do the same as me. Pull you in that rabbit hole. I'm going to do the same demonstration as me. Every time I show a black versus black, everybody on YouTube, I want you to understand this. Everybody on YouTube, I want you to understand this. Every time we show a black versus black, I want you to ask them to do the same thing we just did. But it's gray versus gray. Guarantee you, you'll get ignored. You want to get ignored? You want to get blocked from them real quick? Say, hey, Mr. Bird is over there doing a demonstration. You got black paint against the screen. Can you do the same thing? Go ask him. Go out and ask him. And I bet you'll get all kinds of excuses. Well, he's cutting corners. He's using camera tricks. He's doing that. I bet you get all the excuses. I bet you don't actually do it. He'll give me nothing but excuses. Go ask him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a YouTube video called Just Go Ask Him. So now, gentlemen, I'm going to point a whole lot of activity in your direction. So now when I go on every forum site, I'm going to advise everybody, all my followers, people in different forum sites we're in, to come to your site and ask you a question about doing the same demonstration we did. That's better than match or better, ain't it? Oh, now you're about to get nervous, aren't you? We do this for fun. All right, then. All right, then get it done. Until then, I'm going to check out. I'm going to finish my PC up right here because I can see everything crystal clear because we got our lights on, as we should. This is how you do a demonstration, fellows. People come in here and they go buy our products. I can read a book, be working on my PCs, and they'll be in here watching all this light on why this screen is producing a better image than a black surface. And we have this surface here when we do these demonstrations. You know why? Because it comes up. It comes up by people saying, well, I can do the same thing with black paint, can't I? I can do the same thing with black fabric. We have to prove that. So, does your product do the same thing with gray paint? So I'm going to have everybody in my different channels that I go to, ask them to come to your channel, send you an email, be respectful, don't be disrespectful, be very respectful, and just ask them a simple question. Can you put your product against gray paint and show us the same demonstration that Mr. Bird is doing right now, every day? And you want to see this demonstration and done in every single one of their videos. From now on, for the gentlemen who do these faulty videos, every day you have to match me. If I come here every day and I show black paint against my screen, you're going to have to do the same thing with gray. This will carry for 1 month. And if they don't do it, and you find them on YouTube not doing them, question them and tell them to do it. And that's it. There you go. Now, am I saying all your videos? No. You can do basically one video, at least one video a day. You have to do that. So, get to cracking, Jackson. Look at that. I just basically just lit a fire and they freaking bond at the end of the day. So I hate this guy, man, at the end of the day. Well, that's why you don't test your stuff out. That's what happens when you don't test your stuff out. I think with this right here, let me see, I got a fan here. We can't use these, by the way. I just figured that out. I just found out we can't use them. And the reason why we can't use them is because that's where the hard drive's going to come to keep it nice and cool. What I'm going to do is inside the box, I'm going to line it with this thermal tape. The thermal tape keeps things nice and cool in there, drops the temperature in here. So we're going to line the inside of it with this thermal tape inside the box, and that'll keep everything nice and cool in there. On top of that, with the fan on top of it. And we do have an outtake. This is the outtake that pushes air in, pushes it back out. So yeah, this is the system we're building. Because I looked at how they were designing for the fans for the for hard drive coolers. I didn't like them at all. So I was like, you know what, we'll just make our own. And it's cheaper. It's out of a box. United States Postal Shipping box. That's what it is. If you ever saw the stand that when I did the modify nuclear burnout, I repainted one of my ultra short throw projectors. The stand that was sitting on was a box. It was a large box. That's it. Easy to make your own. Oh, I should make a PC case out of a box. I was supposed to do it a long time ago. I didn't do it. Let me get my button, a giant button, painted up real nicely. I'm going to get that done. What can Brown do for you? 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 You. But anyway, yeah, just ask him from now on. Gentlemen, you got to do this from now on. You got to do one video a day. So if you were terrified to do this video to begin with, well, guess what? That new fear unlocked. New fear unlocked. Gonna do it now every day. Get it done, get it done. Besides, what's the worst that's gonna happen? You match the screen multiple times on camera over and over and over again. It's teaching not to lie. Don't lie on camera anymore. Just don't lie on camera. Isn't that beautiful? Right there. And you should be able to do this. You should be able to do this easily. Easily should be able to do this with no problem. You can't do that? It's easy work. Your stuff is tested. You got confidence in your product. Nobody ever, you ever heard anybody hear me say on camera, well, you know, it's okay, you know, no. It's okay. It could be better. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Sheesh. Really. And then have it sitting in that dark corner while that other screen is sitting up there taking in all that light. Is bigger. It's taking in more light. On top of that, it's higher up to the stage lights. And yours is sitting in this corner. It was nice and dark. And saying, well, see, there's a big difference there. There's a huge difference there. Just lie right there to a man of God in his church. That's disrespect toward God on so many levels. It's not even funny. And again, you don't have respect for God, and you don't have respect for Christians either. So your stuff will get outed for the world to see. Yep. It is. Woo! Just fell off like, I can't do this no more, Ken. I can't do this. Your technology is too good for me. It's too good. I gotta go. I understand. I got you, cardboard man. I got you. Don't worry. We got another piece. We're gonna be doing a big piece. I want a bigger piece than that. I'm about to do. About to coat that. Put that against the screen. We got that plastic cardboard. We got a nice big strip over there. I'm gonna coat that. The whole thing, so I just lay it up there and do it that way. It's a better impact because it's a much bigger surface, which I want. So I'm gonna start working on that one, getting that ready. Can't be up there, Ken. I can't be up there. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. You're embarrassing me too much. Actually, that's that Dynasty Black Paint up there. That's what it is. That's what we use, Dynasty Black Paint. I sat there and made a statement one time. He sat there and said that was my product. And I was like, oh, that's my product, right? Okay. I said, from now on, in all demonstrations, we use Dynasty Black Paint just to rub it in his face. So now we use it in every demonstration. Every single demonstration, we use that paint. So from now on, I want to see, every time we do a demonstration with black paint, I want you to do one with gray paint against your product. And I bet you, go and ask them. That's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to go ask them. Go over and ask them. Say, hey, look, Mr. Bird is over there doing these demonstrations like this. I would appreciate if you do the same thing. If you match them, we want you to match them. That's all you got to do. Now, Jamie, let me explain something to you real quick. I don't want to mention the name of my video at all. My gaming stuff going on here. Let me explain something to you. Let's get my artwork done here real quick. I know you can't do it. I know you can't. The first time we asked you and you couldn't do it. The first time we started receiving cancellations from you, we know you couldn't do it. First time we gave you permission to make our paint, you couldn't do it. So we know you can't do it. We know you don't have that skill level. The reason why I have people come to do this to you, because I know it puts pressure on you. You don't like pressure. I like pressure. Pressure does not bother me. But you don't like pressure. We know you can't do it. We give you challenges. We know you can't do the challenges. We know you can't do it. But they're there because we let you know that you know you can do it. It brings you back to reality. You lie a lot, and you basically slip into this world of fiction, and those challenges bring you back to reality. They remind you of what you can't do. And that's why we're going to have our people on our forum sites come over and ask you questions now, come to your site, email you, and ask you to do the same demonstrations we're doing. Every time that I put a piece of black surface up there, showing our product, showing black versus black, whether it be fabric or whatever, I want you to go over and contact him and say, look, I want you to do the same thing too. I want you to match Mr. Bird. Go ask him. And I bet you, you'll get the runaround. I bet you the first thing he'll say out of his mouth is, oh, he's using camera tricks. Well, problem with that, buddy, is I'm in a commercial environment. You're not. And if I'm in a commercial environment, that means other people are seeing this too besides me. So that'd be kind of hard for me to pull off in this environment. That screen was coming up black, unwatchable, and you couldn't even see it. This would be the one place I would not want to be at with it. I'd rather be in a comfortable home at the end of the day, or have this in my home front, or have this in a place where only people are going to see it is just you guys. So that'd be hard to do. And I've been on site more than you have, so if it didn't work there, it wouldn't work here either. So that excuse is out the window. So guess what? Go ask them. And watch the complaining. Watch the complaining. Watch the disconnection. Watch you be ignored. Watch. I think that's a better way to do it too. Just have people come to you. Like McAfee was talking about some King's Challenge. Where did that end up at? Nowhere. What was the other one too? Something about testicles in a jar underwater. I have no idea what he was talking about in that video. But anyway, it was supposed to be some challenge for his series. Where did that paint go to? And he can't even sell it. It's sitting on his site right now. He can't even sell it. So yeah, all that nonsense for nothing. And I'm still standing. So anyway, bam. Got this going out nice. Trying to get the overlaps on this. Get that looking kind of nice and crispy. That's the patch. This is the best painting stick you can ever have. And you're like, paintbrush ever? This is the best. The pack. And it's better if it's like really dry. If it's dry, that's how it's nice. It's nice when it's dry. It's basic, gives off a nice, interesting design. See how it comes off there? Gives it a nice frost look to it. Got to know how to frost your stuff, people. Got to know how to frost it. So where you hold it, it doesn't make a difference how you hold it. That's what I like about art. You can use anything as a paintbrush. You don't just have to have this for a paintbrush. I did my paint with sticks one time. I thought that was fascinating. Got that frost hitting over. Pow, pow, pow. There you go. See? I love people who paint when they do splatter painting. I love splatter painting. I love it so much. Like people just throw stuff and then they just sculpt out these beautiful designs in their work. That Frosty, it's so extra. That's why I got to pick up a Lazy Susan. I've been dying to get one of these Lazy Susans, and I keep talking about it, and I just never pick one up. But we got to pick up a Lazy Susan because we need to spin this thing around. Makes my job a lot more easier. I can spin it around. Spin it around there. There we go. Right there. Yeah. And we're going to do is we're going to take some of that pretty EL laser wire, and we're going to run a trace right around here. Nice trace around there. Whoop. That's what we're going to do. And then this is not done yet. Then we go back over and we put some more of this silicone on it. It's caulking over top of it to give some rough edges to make it look more realistic. And then we hit it again and coat it again. Now once this is done, then we come in with a clear. It's a clear, invisible glow in the dark. We cover all this in the glow in the dark. And then we go back over and we ice it with that clear silicone. So you want it so when you look right through it, you can see right through the ice. And you can see this just glowing underneath that beautiful silicone. That's how you do it. So these are stages. We're not even done. This is just a stage process. It's a process, people. A process. I remember one time they called me Bob Ross one time. Thank you so much. That's an honor. Bob Ross is a legend. He is a legend. A legend. Yes, he is. A legend. I think I've covered everything with console. Sorry about that. But just had to put that down there. And again, you take it to heart. At the end of the day, look, it's going to happen. Come on, man. Everybody took Dreamcast and all these different games to heart, and it disappeared. They disappeared. It's like seeing the end coming and denying it. Do I see Sony ending? Only way I see a problem with Sony is their fan base leaving them because their games are too freaking expensive. Because that's a lot of money for a console, man. It's a lot of money for a console. They consider the fact that tax hits that, man. That thing is going to cost so much more money. At least give you the freaking drive. I mean, they've been giving you the drive all this time. Why not give it to you? Why not give you the stand? That stand, come on, man. That was really low blow on the stand. You know, can't get mad about it. And then Xbox, you ain't doing any better either because you got problems of your own, man. If they bring out a console system, why would you bring out a console? I can play your games on my cell phone literally right now. I can play your games on my PC. If I got a tablet, I can play you on my tablet. I can play just on every platform that I can basically load Windows into. So again, why in the world would I buy your freaking console? Your console, your whatchamacallit? I didn't mind think about that. Your console too on top of that. But why would you buy your handheld system? Oh, because you could take it with you? No, I got a phone in my hand. And guess what? I got two phones. So guess what? I can make phone calls on this one and I can basically play on that one. So yeah, okay. No, why? That's just stupid. Definitely stupid. They have a whole huge collection of games on their for the Xbox One. Take the Xbox One games and put those on the other platforms like cell phones and so you play the classics, the Xbox One classics. Put those there, and then when you come out with your handheld system, make games exclusively only for the handheld system. This will make people buy the handheld system for those exclusive titles. And then when it comes to your big boy system, then you have the exclusive games for that. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. If Xbox, if you ever pop on this channel, if you ever hear anything about it or whatever, what kept me coming back to a system that constantly red ringed all the time? The reason why I bought so many of your red ring systems over and over again, without doubt, it's because you had exclusive titles on that system that I freaking loved. And that's why I kept giving you $500. I kept giving you $400. I kept buying and buying this and buying hard drives and all this stuff. I kept investing in Xbox Live. Kept it going, regardless, knowing that my system could burn out and I have to buy a brand new one all over again. Your exclusive titles were amazing, and that's why I kept coming back. And now, oh, what the heck? Nothing over there for me to play. So those exclusive titles are everything. They're everything. Have to have those. That's what keeps the gamer coming back. I had PCs. I had a PC system. One of the PCs I had was the Steampunk. I had that one. It was a beast of a gaming machine. And yet I played on my 360 more because I liked the exclusive titles. But nope. Turn around and make a handheld system. Have you lost your freaking marbles? And then you turn around and you have the handheld system. All these games are already available on these platforms like this cell phone and all that stuff, man. Why would I sit there and pay money for that? That's like a Nintendo went out and put Game Boy games on all the systems, like all your tablet and your cell phone and all that, and then they want you to buy a Game Boy. with the same games on it. You already own those devices. I'm going to sit there and pay for that. So that's a bad idea. And then for fanboys, then they were saying, well, that's a fantastic idea because that means we'll be the only system. No, that's not a good idea because then your system's going to go rogue and it's going to charge you a lot of money, which it's doing right now, for your system. And you think you're complaining about $700, man? You haven't seen anything yet. And there's nothing out there to challenge it. It's going to charge you more because it can. And it knows you have no place to go. Now, if another system pops up, and that system gives them a challenge at the end of the day, you think they can charge more? No, they're going to charge less to keep our fan base close to us and away from that. So, bad idea. So, this is going to be interesting to watch. In the middle of all this, PC's like, well, we're good. We got your games, and you gave us your games, and we got your only one we don't have is Nintendo, but we're cool with that. So yeah, if I want to play Nintendo's Classic, I can just go get myself a RetroPie, and that's it. I can play your games, not your new stuff, but I can play your games. I can play your N64s and your NESs. Heck, I can even play your Japanese imports, all your stuff, but not your new stuff because you're exclusive with that. So in order for me to play their games, guess what I got to do? I'd go buy myself a Nintendo, which I'm going to go do. Because I can't play their games anyplace else. Not their new stuff. I can't. And if I want to play their new stuff, I got to get their game system. See what I mean? How smart they are at the end of the day? There you go. There you go. And if you look it up and you think I'm lying about how Sony had transferred games over to PC, go look it up. Because your games are on my system. You don't have good Spider-Man? Spider-Man's on PC too. And at that, for people sitting there, Brian, we got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a remastered system. It's remastered. You got a lot of remastered games. You know that? You have a lot of remastered games. Remastered games were games that they would take the old games and remaster them. You know what I mean? They take games like from PS1 or Tomb Raider or something like that, and they would remaster it. Or, you know, you got Ratchet and Crank, and they remaster that. These are old games for old systems they would remaster. You don't remaster heavy title games for the beginning launch of a console system. No, what the freak was that all about? And you didn't realize that in the day? They brought Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been out on multiple consoles already. And you remaster it and make it like it's a brand new game, bundle, put it in a bundle at that. And then say, hey, look, you know, it's a new game, blah, 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 blah. It's a remaster. We got to remaster so it looks better. But that's not, that's trash, man. You bring out a remaster when you have a game like it has all good titles, you have exclusive titles all came out, everything on it, you know what I mean? And then later on, like down through time, they bring out something like from a PlayStation Store to collection, like from PS2 or PS1, and we remastered to make it look a little better, you know what I mean? And it's cheaper. You're literally paying top dollar for a remastered game. What, $60 for Spider-Man remastered? Yeah, they got you guys good, man. They're going to keep giving you guys good. Heck, if that's the case, this might just remaster all their stuff from the PS1 or PS2 and just put a little glitz and glamour on that and then charge you full price for something that you could buy a game off freaking GameStop, get for like $20 or $10. Let's just take stuff out of the $5 collection and remember the $20 collection, your $19.99 collection, take all that, just remaster, put a little glitz and glamour, give it to you guys, charge you $60 for it, and recycling games on you guys. Xbox 2, so you're not in the clear, you basically got recycled games, but usually recycled games come in later on. They don't start off with the bundle packages or one of the main games that are added in. I saw the lineup. Remaster, 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 remaster. You guys are becoming masters of the universe. Remaster. Do they remaster games on PC? Yeah, but not no freaking first own title. They ain't paying no $70 for it. If I get a remaster, I'm paying somewhere roughly around maybe like $10. Or free. I'm not going to sit there and spend no freaking $70 for no Spider-Man. You got to be kidding me. But it's remastered. But I played this already. I beat the game already. But it's remastered. It has better graphics this time around. You know, the whole drill of playing the game is basically playing the unknown. Not playing what you have already known. I play not Far Cry 3. I play Just Cause. I like Just Cause. I like the physical effects in the game of blowing stuff up, how cool it looks. I can never get tired of that game. I can play that game over and over and over again. Every single day I can play that game because I like the fact that I can blow things up in the game and how cool everything looks when it explodes. When the physics on freaking Just Cause is freaking unreal. So I love that, the game. So it has replay value. But you're talking about a game like Spider-Man where pretty much you're not blowing anything up, just swinging all over the place with the net. I mean, I'm pretty sure each his own, but it's not the kind of game I'm going to do. It's a long game. It's not the kind of game I'm going to basically do all over again. Like Fable. You know how long Fable is? I beat Fable with all 3 endings. I mean, I beat Fable at 100% completion. You had to find all those gargoyle statues in Fable 2. I found every single one, all 50 of them. You know how big the map is on Fable? How you have to literally, there's certain games that are designed for you literally just to grind all day. And that's a grinding game. You will spend all day grinding for everything you need. And yeah, I found all 50 statues. And I did Fable on all 3 endings because it had 3 endings. You know what made me finish the game 3 times? The 3 endings. That's why. If I was curious how it ended. Matter of fact, GTA 5 had 3 endings. It had 3 endings. And then if you looked at GTA 3, it had several endings too. There were actually several endings in GTA. If you didn't finish all the ones. I think they had 4 or 3. It was a couple they had. But anyway, yeah. His girlfriend gets killed at the wedding. That was kind of jacked up, wasn't it? That was messed up. He finally found somebody he's in love with, and they killed her at the wedding. That is crazy. Man, I tell you, boy, GTA just do it to you, don't they? I like games like that. Games when you get done playing, you got to just sit there and just be in quiet and just process. You got to go through a process period over the game because it was that good. When I played GTA 5, I was really disappointed at the ending because I got the one where you kill Michael. You know what I mean? I did that one, and I was like, "That's it, that's the end." Like that wasn't even epic to me right at the end, and I ranted about it on YouTube. And then somebody was like, "Hey, there's 3 endings." I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, go look at it." So I did the one already with Michael, and I did the other one with Franklin. But the real ending is the one with the skull hit, the skull. That's the real one. That's when you go back and get the guy, and all 3 of you guys team up together. You throw him in the trunk of the car, and you kick him off the side, and he basically drowns and dies. And the sunset comes in, and everybody looks at each other and goes their separate ways. That's the real ending. That's what the guy was telling me. I was like, oh, okay. I had to go beat the game all over again. So I beat the game with all 3 endings. And usually all GTAs are like that. For GTA, for me, it's not the running around shooting each other, basically, when it comes to the online play. GTA, for me, is a storyline. I love GTA storylines. They're really good, their storylines. The GTA 6 coming out, basically, I hope they don't do it the way they did it, the online version. I hope they don't do it like they did in GTA 5. GTA 5 online version sucked. Insurance for a car, really? I mean, it's just, you ever play GTA 3? I mean, GTA 4? Yeah, anyone ever played GTA 4 before? GTA 4 was like playing Call of Duty. It literally was. It was all-out warfare. Everywhere you went was all-out warfare. You could go in, you could change out your map, so you can set up a game, bring a whole bunch of people in, and you can set up the weather. You can make it rain, you can make it foggy, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff in there. You can choose your weapon selection. You can have all freaking sniper rifles. You can have all knives. You can have basically melee only with your hands. You can just slap people, no weapons whatsoever. You can bring the cops on, you take the cops off. Man, we had a ball in there. Central Park, rocket launchers only with the cops on. You know how crazy it goes off in there? Explosions going off all over the place and cars riding up and down the street and they're getting blown up. People flying around with helicopters firing rocket launchers at each other. It was amazing. Now, you drive around in a car and you freaking hit somebody. They want to jump you and get all upset. Like, if you hit someone's car, they will literally whine and cry about their car. Get another one. But no, I had to pay for this and get parts and get insurance and all. You have literally taken a game that was designed to escape reality and literally put reality into the game. The whole purpose that people loved about GTA, or Grand Theft Auto, the original name for it, was the fact of taking vehicles and driving anything you want. That's what they liked about it, just driving vehicles. That's why it's called Grand Theft Auto. You can drive any vehicle you want, take this and take that, whatever. And if you crashed it up and destroyed it, big deal. Just go get another one. Just go get another one. It's just interesting just taking vehicles. But with this game,
You drive around in a vehicle and you smack someone's car, they literally get into an argument with you like, how'd you hit my car for, man? You damaged my car. And you got to pay out money for the insurance out of your pocket to fix their car. Do you know how stupid that sounds at the end of the day? Where's the mayhem? Where's the craziness? So you want me to play an end game, the game itself, the storyline, where I go and take whatever I want, destroy whatever I want, come total full gangster in the game. But then when I play the online version, I got to be civilized. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump into your car. How much was the insurance for it? Oh, here you go. I didn't take this right here. This should pay for your vehicle. I am so sorry. I do apologize. Really? What happened to that? Oh, yeah. That's how you want to play it. I got your card for you. Boom. Just blow up a whole bunch of cars. And that. Really? Y'all better not do that nonsense with the online play. That insurance policy and all that dumb nonsense, that was just stupid. I do like how the modders came in and went ruthless on there. I do appreciate you guys doing that because, again, all that whole being careful and all that, why don't you just do it this way? How about if you want to go this route? You want to make it real life? Make it so you have to stop for every light. If you go past the light, you just lose stuff out of your inventory. That's it. You just take stuff out of your inventory. You got a car, you got to take that out. You know what I mean? Penalty, ticket, you got to pay. You'll pay actual money for tickets. You're going to take money out of your banking account, you swap it, you turn it to online currency, and you just pay every time you get a ticket for doing something. You park somewhere you can't be at a certain time. Make it realistic. Make it realistic. You pay rent in there and everything else. Might as well, right? You pay mortgage, insurance, all that stuff. They have literally took real life and put it into a video game. Like I really want to do that at the end of the day. That's what people love about GTA. Get in there, get in the car, drive where you want, jump off stuff, smashing and stuff, crashing other people's cars. It was just hilarious and fun to have, fun to do. I remember somebody, if you go around GTA, they have hidden cars that you can bump into. And my buddy came around the corner with this car I've never seen before. I said, where'd you find this at? He said, I found it tucked away in some corner somewhere. So my buddy came over and said, hey, let me check it out. Let me see what you got. Let me check out the inside because they're both gearheads. They both build cars. So let me check it out. He said, wow, this is very nice. Let's go with this car. He just took my car. I said, yeah, he just took your car. Oh man, I'm telling you. And now you got people crying in the game, crying because you hit their car. Crying because you use a rocket launcher in there. Unfair advantage that you're using a rocket launcher and they got a handgun. That's not fair. You got a rocket launcher. They got a handgun. Oh my goodness. I logged out. I'm done. That's like playing Call of Duty and somebody screaming at you because you got a more high-powered weapon in there or whatever. You can't use that. You can't use that gun. I don't have that gun. Why you get to use that gun? Because I found it or I have it in my library. I purchased this thing at the day. What the freak are we talking about? No, see, that's why I said they can't do that. They got to make that game ruthless the way it was. That game was ruthless, and you could bring flamethrowers into the game. You know how fun it is having a flamethrower fight. Had so much fun with that game. One of the missions I like to do, not missions, but one of the setups I like to do was the prison. I like to do the prison, fog only, knives only. You know how funny that is? To be in the fog in the prison where got little corridors and little corners and there's people waiting in there with knives. Oh, we had a ball in there. We had a ball. Never had so much fun in my life, and they screwed it up to make it realistic. I think one of the things I remember, and besides the whole rocket launcher fight in the park, was I remember in the city. Everybody's in there shooting. And when they had all these little alleyways, you never know who was going to come out of the alleyway with God knows what and blow up your car or whatever. And I remember in the alleyway being in a sniper rifle just scoping people. And I remember seeing my buddy blow by on a freaking an ATV. His buddy was sitting on it shooting at other people behind him. And it was like one car chasing him and behind him was like 6 cop cars. Because remember, I put police, so you put police on. So if you carry on, the police come to the game, they try to, it goes to Army comes in. It just makes the game more intense. But I never forget seeing that, of watching him blow by on an ATV, his friend behind on the bike shooting at a car that's chasing him, and about 6 cop cars behind him. I was like, well, they got their little game going on right there. Oh man, I tell you, man, I like that, man. And the other one was, oh man, a good memory. St. Rose. I was in the car. We was in the car. It was 3 of my friends. We all got in this car, this caddy. And my buddy was driving. We were in the car chilling, just driving around. And the song came on, New York by Jay-Z. That was a good memory. fantastic memory in gaming. Everybody has those great memories in gaming. And I remember in GTA, was it 4? No, it was 5, GTA 5. No, it was 4. It's 4. GTA 4. A bunch of our friends, because you can have the sunset in GTA, and I was like, you know what? Hey, it'd be pretty cool if we can get to the top of the Empire State Building. I want to get to the top of it, like sit on top of it. So went up, boost up our armor, got a chopper, and figured a way how to get just enough to jump to land on the roof of the Empire State Building. You lose some energy anyway from the drop, but you couldn't be too high up. And we died a couple of times. Sometimes we missed the entire building. Sometimes the chopper crashed into the building, like all kinds of stuff, right? But eventually we figured it out. So we learned how to get just not too loaded to crash the chopper, but not too high to get ourselves killed on the drop. And we finally landed, all of us, on top of the roof of the New York City, on top of the Empire State Building, and we watched the sunset go down. We were joking and laughing. It was good times in gaming. Yep. And now they're jacking it up. They are jacking it up. They're jacking it up. That's what's messed up. Would I be sad to see console go? Heck yeah, I'd be terribly heartbroken to see console go. I've been gaming on console for a long time. I was gaming on console long before I was gaming on PC. I have a lot of fantastic memories of basically all the different forms of console systems and games I've been blessed to be able to play. I consider myself truly blessed to be born in a time at 1968 to be able to see a lot of this stuff come to light. And be blessed to have a mother who basically was in love with technology. She was a technology guru. She liked technology. And she always introduced it. We always had something coming. She's coming with a box and open up. It's always something. One time we got the ColecoVision handheld football games. My brother got baseball. I got football. And my other brother got basketball. Yep. Always bringing in something, some kind of technology attached to it. So that's how I ended up getting into all these video games, is because my mother introduced us to all that technology. Because she was a technology junkie. She was fascinated with listening to Flash Gordon on an RCA radio before they had TV. And she got really a good chance to see some of the technology today. Of mind you coming home and you don't even have TV yet. Your TV wasn't really, it was around, but really not around yet. And she used to watch her, listen to Flash Gordon. Yep. And then she got a chance to watch the black and white TV, the color TV, the floor models. Last TV she had a, an 80-inch flat screen TV. Which was freaking hilarious too. Because she's fascinated, she learns the technology pretty well, but she always used to scream because she thought somebody was in her living room. There's just this big old TV in there. We had to kind of shrink it down a little bit. She said, can you give me a TV? And they're asking us, can you give me a TV? I don't want anything too big. And the only thing me and my brothers heard was, get the biggest TV you can find. Come out of this big old TV. I asked you to buy it. Why'd you buy something that big? I don't need anything that big. Like, yes, you do. You gotta have it. Look, it's got all this so and blah, 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 blah. You gotta have all this. It's a must. Yep. Our butt came out quite nicely, didn't it? It came out all drippy. Extra drippy. We got paint all over our hands and everything. Ugh. That's why we got, white rags in here. We call them wipes or whatever, because my hands are always constantly covered. They got sinks in here, but I do not want to be washing my hands off in their sink and have it looking blue in different colors and stuff. So I got my wipes in here. Bam! Look at that. But we got to change this out. Yeah, fan issue. Definitely fan issue. And the reason why? Because these fans aren't RGB. They're just different color ones. Now, those are RGB fans. Those I can change out with the switch. These I can't because these are Molex and 3 pins, so they can't. I could get an adapter, which is, again, if it wastes so much time, too much work. I could get an adapter to convert the 3 pin to RGB, but again, too much work. This is the adapter right here. So adapter comes with a SATA on it, and on the other hand, it comes with the switch that allows you to be able to change out your colors. That's what that comes up with. On the other end is the RGB right there. That's what allows you to change out your colors. So if you get one of these and you can't figure out why your fans are not changing, it's because you have to have one of these to change the fans. These are the buttons to change everything. So we can't use it on this one because this one only has 3-pin and it only has Molex. Now you can get an adapter for Molex to do it, but again, no, it's just for one fan, and I need multiple fans in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save these fans for our portable gaming box, which I'm going to be building because I need that to walk around all down Allentown, little portable setup we're going to do. That's going to be for these fans right here. I'll keep those for that. So we got 3 of these. And then in here, what we're going to do is we're going to get our white fans. They got these really high fluorescent, like white, greenish white fans. They're gorgeous, but it's not green. It's like a kind of a weirdish kind of color. It's a weird color. I can't explain what it looks like, but we're going to run 2 fans down here and another fan on top of this to keep the hard drive nice and cool. Ooh, that cool air is blowing through. Oh, sorry. No, oops. Ouch. Wrong way. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's definitely better. Definitely better. Who people? Who? So we got the fan blowing through there. Oh, it's gonna be extra cold in there. And then we're gonna take this thermal tape and put it all on the inside so it tastes nice and cold and nice and frosty in there. Frosty, people. Extra frosty. Then we're gonna finish running our LED lights all through here. Give this thing a really cool effect. And we have to finish gluing all this in, and then we have to put the silver in for all this, so this all turns into like a big freezer unit. Got the popsicles coming in, ice cubes and all that stuff to make that look realistic. And then we got to finish this right here. I may get a white power supply, so all my cables can be a white, which I would like to have that match with this too also, so that may go. And we have to finish the ice effect, which are not done yet. So we need about 3 more fans, and we need a hard drive change out. Hard drive change out to 3050s, 32 gigs of RAM. We have 16 on it right now, and the power supply used to be swapped out. Oh, and the i5 is going to be changed up to an i7. Same thing with the PC we're going to be building over here. All this is going to be changed. This is for the PC we're going to be building for our Neon Jungle, which we're going to do, which is going to be freaking cool. I can't wait to do that. I'm going to have to build the robot, by the way. I have to build this robot that's going to be sitting in there asleep with all this freaking vines and stuff all around it, but it's still, the eyes going to be light up. It's still going to be charging. It's pacing in sleep mode. It's going to be pretty cool, and I hook that up. So we have to build that machine. We can get parts and stuff. There's plenty of parts. And that right there is the Deep Six vegetable oil cool PC, which we're going to do over there. This PC is going to be interesting because this PC has a glass case, which you have coming in, and it's going to have an actual thundercloud effect going off inside the case on top of this whole Neon Jungle, which is going to have a nuclear power reactor running through it. You're going to see bits of pipes running through leaves and stuff like that, and some of it's going to be leaking. That's the reason why this whole and the ecosystem has changed dramatically because of the whole thing. I should put in some man-eating plants in there too, some crazy man-eating plants. That would be cool, some weird, crazy-looking plants. But each one of these leaves have to be painted up individually, one by one, so everything gives off a real interesting effect. Now, the lighting system fans I'm going to put in there are going to be kind of a black light, so they get everything to trigger off. But the neon pipes that will be running all through this are going to be actually, the radiation pipes are going to be getting off of green. And how we're going to do that is they got this clear tubing about that big. We're going to basically coat the inside of it with one of a glow-in-the-dark glow, and then we're going to actually run neon EO wire through everything. So basically you're going to see pipes going here and hidden behind bushes, hidden behind overgrown vines and stuff like that, and pushing out through the entire environment. It is going to be absolutely beautiful in there. Absolutely beautiful. And that's the VR system we're using. We're actually going to be running the VR system. Decided to go. I'm going with the Oculus 2. So I'm going to convert that. But I may be doing some updating to their firmware. Shh. You heard nothing. You heard nothing at all. Nothing. And we're going to convert this into a reactor. What do you see when you look at this? What do you see? If you're in my art class, I go, students, what do you see when you see this? What do you see? Make something out of this. Make this come to life. I'll see you next week. So, that's the project. Make that come alive. Turn that into something. Everybody sees it differently. Everybody. No one sees it the same. Turn that into something different. Like here. This right here is the top to my sock box. I got these socks, compression socks, and they came in a round case, so I thought that'd be pretty cool. Got this giant cool button right there, which was a pain in the neck to put in, but we got it done. And this is done. No, this is a level 1 paint job. Actually, 2. We got one here and here. So the next stage is to go back over with the caulking, put the ridges in. Go back over all these areas, put the ridges all the way around, so there's a nice little frost ridge to it. Repeat the same process here. Once that's completed, repaint it again. We got enough paint there. Repaint it again. Once that's done, the repaint job on top of it again. Then we come back in and we put the glow in the dark on it. Then we put the frost. And to make sure the glow in the dark triggers, we're going to put an EL wire that lights up right around here so it triggers all that effect off. I will teach you so much. I will teach you so much. Because it's more than just build, man. At the end of the day, you got 3 types in PC. Programmers, builders, and modders. Depends on, out of 100%, which category you carry in your skill tree. Me, I program, but not on the advancement levels of some of my other friends. They program. I build, but they don't build. I mod, and they don't mod. Some people actually program and build and don't mod. See? Depends on what you get. I have all 3. But mind you, it depends on how much of each one that you have. Some people may have 30% of this, some people may have 50% of this, and some people have 80% of that. I got friends of mine that are 80% programmers and 20% builders. Then I got people that are actually 50% builders and 20% programmers. And it's crazy how everything gets, 40% or 50%. Or you have some people that program that are modders at the end of the day, but it's a different type of modder. You have modders which are programming and mods and all that stuff, and then you have building mods, where we convert PCs to make them look abnormal. That's what we do. That's what we do. And then there's levels of modders, which means modders have the ability to be able to buy their parts, but then there's modders that actually build and construct their parts. I'm the one that constructs and builds. Like turning a submarine with soda bottles and a couple of pieces of parts laying around into a submarine. We're way outside the box. That's where we stand. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Oh, I forgot. We got to turn the power. It's going to be turned into a freezing power system. So that's why we got these right here. These cables, I had to test them. So we're going to turn that power supply into a power generator. It's going to be looking freaking sick. It's going to connect to the fans and all. And we're still working on our project over there. That's our other problem. We forgot about that. We're still working on that. We're still working on that. That's a bunch of boxes that were converted to a sculpture for a tabletop fan. We're still working on that. And over here, we got this system over here. This is pretty crazy. No one knows what it is, but it's cool. No one knows what it is, but it's cool, people. All right. I'm going to have to cut this, man. I like this. We built this. I got to do something with it. I think I'm going to have to cut the top off here. I can make it into an ice machine and stick it in the back so we can have ice coming out of it. That'd be sick, wouldn't it? It would be. It'd be absolutely sick. Let me see. How much would we have to cut? I would say right about there is what we would have to cut to fit it in there. If we're going to put this in, I'm still going to use this. I need this. We're going to turn this into an ice machine. And then when all that's done, we get the piping system. The PVC piping system is going to go around all here. That's going to have another layer of ice on top of it. And that's going to have the gauges and stuff and leaky pipes and all that stuff. Yes. Welcome to the world of mod. Mod. What are you doing, mod? Mod. 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 Are you the modder? I am the modder. What's the matter with you? That's the question I've got to ask you. You people get mad at me. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? What is the matter with you? Nothing's the matter with me. Are you sure there's nothing the matter with you? Okay, just wondering. What the matter with you? All right, people, I'm done. Got this thing finished. We're not finished. We're nowhere near done. I got to go pick up some stuff because I got to finish my button unit. And still got a little more work to go. I gotta frost this whole line. I should have just frosted the whole line. I gotta frost this wire from here all the way up in here. We gotta frost it. Definitely. I probably gotta frost all my cables too. All the cables are gonna have to be frosted. Everything that's going to come out of this thing has to be icy. Icy. Which I'm gonna have to do that too. Hope you enjoyed. Where the freak are you at? Taco. Well, where you at? He's like, wow. Yeah, I guess Taco says goodbye too. All right, gotta go. I gotta do some videos pretty soon with this well-lit area. I want to do some videos on that. We did a slideshow, but I did videos over on Facebook. I want to have them over here too. Gotta go. Thank you for your time, and God bless. And of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with the ability to be able to develop amazing technology. Because if it wasn't for Him, none of this would be possible. You do know I got my build skills from God, right? I didn't go to school for any of this at all. None of it at all. None of this at all. All this comes from God. All the ability to be able to design this stuff. All comes from my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. All knowledge comes from Him. Gotta go, and God bless. Go to school for this.